Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn as the Lawrence side Chesty Lions taking on the Olathe South Falcons. The Lions coming in at 4-2 on the season and really trying to set up a nice finish off of the season and put themselves in a good position for seeding for the districts, which are coming up in just 2 short weeks. Matt Llewellyn alongside will be taking on the Olathe South Falcons tonight. And hopefully this will be another nice little sort of tune-up for the Lions before they eventually go to the city showdown next week.
Well, and that's what you'd hope for, but you never know against Olathe teams. They've got so many kids out here on this squad. I mean, it's close to 100 deep. And that's a lot of bodies to be thrown at you. And Lawrence High, we don't have the numbers we normally do. We've got some guys, a lot of guys playing both ways. And you just never know what could happen in a Sunflower League game. Clearly, South is normally a lot better than the team that I think that they're bringing in tonight, but you never know what will happen. But yes, you would think that tonight would be a tune-up game.
Well, it is. They are, unfortunately for them, a 1-5 team coming in. They have certainly struggled over the course of the season, so they will have their work cut out for them. And of course, last couple of weeks, the Chesty Lions have really seemed to get things on track after their 2 losses. Obviously, it was nice to get back on track with Shawnee Mission South, and then last week especially to be able to take on a very good Olathe East team and really dominate the game puts them in a good position.
It really does, and we're looking good going into the Free State game. You never know what can happen in the Free State game again, but you can't overlook the Falcons tonight.
So as you can see, for those of you who are watching the game with us, they're getting set to do the national anthem in just a couple of minutes. We're about 12 minutes away from the opening kickoff. But today, it's what do you – I mean, if you're not only Coach Bowen, but just really the team itself, what are your kind of goals for today?
You know, I would say get all of your wide receivers involved a little bit more. Clint likes to get all the guys involved, but I think tonight it's really important to make sure that we get Banks warmed up. He can throw the ball. He's got his targets. Let's get him some balls and let's put some numbers up in the air this week. And has certainly not this year has not been his problem. They've put up a lot of yards through the air. Last week happened to be just a great running week for Taj Edwards at 202 yards last week.
Yeah, he really had a breakout game. All right, so we are, like I said, a little over 10 minutes away from the opening kickoff. We'll take a break, continue with more of our pregame show right after this on Chesty Line Football here on FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
This is Brian Haney, voice of the Kansas Jayhawks. I had the best experience with Dr. Kelly Dummerth and her staff at Lawrence Dental Aesthetics. They improved my smile by 4 shades of whiteness thanks to their new Zoom whitening. The best part was, though, they're so genuinely invested in the results of their patients. I highly recommend doing what I did and trust your smile to the great people of the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry.
Top dental technology and absolutely no judgment. Learn more at kansascenterforsedationdentistry.com.
Rituals. We get up, get dressed, and yes, put our pants on one leg at a time. It's true. People are creatures of habit. Heck, on game days, I bet you can't wait to get off work. Jump in the car, turn on the radio, you listen to the pregame or your favorite sports announcer while picking up your dry cleaning and heading home to watch the game. Just like a ritual or a habit, Scott's Dry Cleaners, family-owned business, has been proud to serve the Lawrence and Topeka area throughout the years. Clothing and cleaning styles may have changed, but their work and service is the same. ScotchCleaners.com.
Enjoy all the excitement of football season at the 23rd Street Brewery. From the Jayhawks and college football to the NFL and even live-streamed Lawrence High and Free State football games, you can watch it all at the 23rd Street Brewery. Enjoy the games with your favorite menu item like the Bill Self Mac and Cheese, Naked Nachos, or the Haney Turkey Stack. And wash it all down with your favorite beer like a Wave the Wheat or Crimson Fog. 23rd Street Brewery on the corner of Clinton Parkway and Cassold in Lawrence.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out here to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn as the Lawrence High Chesty Lions getting set to take on the Olathe South Falcons here in the 7th week of the Kansas State High School Activities Association Class 6A football season. For those of you listening on KLWN, we certainly welcome you on today. But if you want to get a chance to see the game, you do have the ability to go to KLWN.com, click on High School Sports, and watch the game on our YouTube live stream. And we want to thank Echo for running the camera for us and Caden for producing the video. So should have a hopefully fun day for you as the band continues after the national anthem and school song and everything. Tonight's senior night. Is that a distraction, do you think, Matt Llewellyn, as far as the Lions are concerned, or does it make it better because you have, something a little extra to play for?
No, I think it's better. I think senior night is the night that you get fired up for, and you're just like, this is the night you're focused on, and you want to make sure that you go out there and play your best because this is your last, in theory, last home game. Now, Lawrence High will have some playoff games to play, and so they'll be here for that. But no, I think senior night's a good thing. It's homecoming is the one that's the big distraction, and fortunately, Lawrence High had a relatively easy opponent for homecoming, so we could get on with those festivities early that week. We played Shawnee Mission West. But no, I don't think they're distracted at all. I think they're going to be fired up, and I think that they're going to play a really, really good game tonight at Lions.
The Falcons are getting set to hit the field. They're coming in on our far side to our right, sort of making their way toward the far sideline as they normally would about this time. We're about 4 minutes away for the coin toss for to figure out who's going to get the ball first tonight. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is it not a little dark here? We must have some lights that aren't on right now.
It took a while for the lights to come on, and I don't know if the lights behind us are on.
I don't know that they are.
It doesn't look like they are because, yes, it does look a little dark on the field.
So I don't know if that's going to end up being any kind of a distraction or not, but they were having a little bit of trouble here and there earlier on this season. I'm sorry, this evening with trying to get some of the technical stuff to work out here, and that's the one thing you certainly don't want to be in a position where you're not able to see the balls as well as you'd like to, and so on and so forth.
Well, and on in the middle of the field, it appears to be a little bit darker, but the end zones seem to be a little brighter than normal.
That's what makes me think that one of the light stanchions that we can't see from here because it's behind us and above us is not on. But I don't know. There's no. But if this was next week and you were our sideline reporter out at Free State, you'd be able to tell us because you'd be on the far sideline looking right at us.
That's right. I'd be telling you exactly what was going on, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're hoping for that next week for the City Showdown. Hopefully it'll be an impressive event, as it usually is here in Lawrence, in the Battle of the City. They do it pretty much in every sport, don't they? They
do, and well, certainly they have here since 1997, and it's always been quite a game, and honest to goodness, and you talk to any coach, especially the two veterans being Coach Wedd and Coach Lisher, you could never count on who was going to win that game. It didn't matter. Nothing mattered in that game. Whoever was favored, it just absolutely did not matter, and it certainly this year will not be any different. Although currently they do have identical records.
Yes, 4-2. Although I don't know, that's going to be a tough one for the Firebirds tonight. They're having to take on Shawnee Mission Northwest. The Cougars are a very good team this year. They are also 4-2. And but their 2 losses were certainly not throwaways. They lost to Gardner Edgerton and they lost to Blue Valley Northwest. So they have put up an impressive season so far, and the Free State Firebirds are going to have their work cut out for them tonight. Also having to deal with their injury situations they've had as well.
And this is not, the one thing that we're dealing with tonight that we usually do at least once a year. I don't know why they schedule a home football game on the same night that late night in the fog is going on, which is what's happening tonight. And I
wasn't going to tell anybody in case they.
I think they've got it figured out, but especially if they're going to late night in the fog, they very possibly could have taken some of the parking spots in here. Some of the latecomers to the game were not real happy because normally it's not a problem getting a game or getting a parking spot here at Lawrence High, but when late night's going on, that becomes a problem.
They don't have one of those signs out about events and stuff like that.
I think they do, but it really doesn't matter.
You're saying that people ignore that?
Can you believe that?
It's hard to believe. We're waiting for the Lions to hit the field right now. They're basically waiting, as you can see on the far side, under the big helmet. I still don't, because normally they do the coin toss about 3 minutes in. And here comes
the Falcons.
You coming out, or the Olathe South Falcons, OSF, I guess, is what those flags say. And they are on the field now, and so it's the Lions' turn.
And they are certainly taking their time tonight.
I know. Every week they've been doing this. I don't know exactly what the story is. Maybe they're waiting for the lights to warm up.
Well, and here.
Do you remember the days that back with the old mercury vapor lights, where if they went off, it took literally 20 minutes before they would pop back on?
Well, there are, as I can see on the far side of the field, there are a couple of lights that are not on.
Yeah, they're burnt out or whatever. But I'm thinking an entire, pole is not on somewhere here in this field.
It is a little dark, and you don't know if that's going to make a difference, but it certainly would in throwing and catching the ball, you would think.
Could lead to extra scoring because the defense doesn't know who has the ball.
It could. As Banks Bowen is heading out to the middle of the field along with Bryson Newberry.
Yeah, they're doing the coin toss while they're waiting for the team to come on, so they're heading out, doing what they need to do, along with the 4 captains over for Olathe South. I wouldn't say the Falcons traveled especially well, although I got to say you can't really see the far standings that much.
No, in the Gardner Edgerton game, that the far stands were really packed. I mean, there were a lot of fans. But no, this time we probably maybe have one section that's totally full, and that's about it. That's if you combine the 3 that there are people in them. So not a huge contingent, but it's pink out night here tonight for the Lions. And so, Joel, you didn't get that memo, I see. I've got just a few splashes of pink flowers on, along with my light blue Hawaiian shirt. It is Hawaiian Shirt Day, too.
It's Friday.
I guess
Friday is always Hawaiian Shirt Day.
You did not get that memo either. So.
All right. So the Lions won the toss. They have chosen. The Falcons won the toss. Excuse me. They have chosen to defer. So we'll get to see the Lions offense when we come back. We are less than a minute away from the opening kickoff. It's the Lawrence High Chesty Lions, Olathe South Falcons. Opening kickoff right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com. This is Brian Haney, voice of the Kansas Jayhawks. I had the best experience with Dr. Kelly Dummerth and her staff at Lawrence Dental Aesthetics. They improved my smile by 4 shades of whiteness thanks to their new Zoom whitening. The best part was, though, they're so genuinely invested in the results of their patients. I highly recommend doing what I did and trust your smile to the great people of the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry.
Top dental technology and absolutely no judgment. Learn more at kansascenterforsedationdentistry.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. It's Galbraith and Curry back deep for the Chesty Lions, and it's going to go right from the goal line. I believe it's Galbraith up to the 20, and the ball comes loose. It's still loose.
Oh,
and
my.
Let's see, Olathe South looks like they may have gotten it, waiting for the indication from the officials. And
it is South ball.
yeah, it's going to be Falcon football. So right off the bat, a huge break for the Chesty Lions. I'm sorry, for the Falcons, excuse me, as they are going to get really good field position to go along with this opening kickoff, and so they're going to go on offense from really the Lions' 30-yard line, or maybe even the 29, let's say. So flipping over to Gage Lee, the quarterback for the Falcons on 1st and 10, comes out from the shotgun formation, and he gives a pretty big hole up the middle and all the way across the 20 down to about the 14-yard line. This is Max Armstrong on the first carry of the game. So I think a little bit of amazement for the Chesty Lions. Didn't seem to be quite ready for that.
I mean, just absolutely crazy. Not ready at all. I mean, the huge pickup. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons inside the 15-yard line.
So they'll come out in the pistol this time. Single wideouts on either side and double tight end. And it'll be a give. Once again, Armstrong trying to go off left tackle this time. And a pretty good push by the front really 7 there for the Falcons. It's a pickup of, let's call it 5. 2nd down and 5 from inside the 10. It'll be at the 9-yard line. Falcons working quick here, as they'll go with split backs and twins on the right side. Quick look toward the sideline for the play here on 2nd and 5. They're still working with a double tight set. Man in motion. And again, it's a give to Armstrong. There's a flag that comes into the play in a holding situation possibly. The gain was too near the 5, but this one may be coming back.
Yeah, and I could not see where the penalty occurred. Haven't seen the signal yet, and it is going to come back.
Holding is the call against the Falcons. It'll be from the spot of the foul, but it was right near the line, so it may just, let's see, it's going to push them back to
a 20-yard line.
Yeah.
But a big break for the Lions there, because I'll tell you, they've been able to do whatever they wanted to do, and you think the defense has got to get it together now, regroup, and let's stop these Falcons for very little.
On the play action, a swing out to the right side, and a nice play by the cornerback over on that side. It was Jalen Parks who came up, as that was Trey Hayes that made the catch, but he didn't have anywhere to go.
Nowhere at all. Jalen was ready for him. As soon as he got that ball, Jalen was on him big time, and for no gain, even a loss on the play possibly.
I don't know, Hodap is their kicker, at least listed as their kicker, and I have no idea what kind of leg he has, so they may be in 4-down territory. It's 3rd and like 20 from here, but they may just try to get half of it as they set up a screen, and again, the defense of the Chesty Lions sniffs it out. It was a catch by one of the tailbacks on the play, and that was Dax Grissom.
But Galbraith on the tackle there, and Galbraith just knew exactly where where that ball was going, and just stopped him immediately as soon as he caught that ball. Great play by Galbraith. 2 plays in a row, Lions stop him. Looks like they're going for the field goal. It looks like it's going to be about almost a 40-yard field goal.
Yeah, it's a 39-yard attempt out of the hold of their backup quarterback, Stainbrook.
And now they scoot up a little bit, so they make it a 37-yard attempt.
Yeah. Snap back, ball down, the kick is up, plenty of leg, and it is good. So off the turnover on the opening kickoff, we've played just under 3 minutes of this first quarter, and surprisingly enough, the Chesty Lions find themselves trailing the Olathe South Falcons. 3-0 is our score. We're going to take a break and come back with the ensuing kickoff right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6 right here on KLWN.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. Lawrence High Chesty Lions trailing as they are playing the South Falcons. 3-0 is our score. Seth Pfuffer is their kickoff kicker. Has the ball teed up on the 40-yard line right in the middle of the field. Again, it's Curry and Galbraith back deep for the Lions. And the kick is a bit of a pooch. It's going to come to an up man, fumbled at the 21, but picked up and coming up the near side. And that was Jalen Parks, got across the 30 to about the 32 or 33. And finally, we'll get a chance to see Banks Bowen and company and the Lawrence High Chesty Lion offense.
Yeah, and, you got to take your hats off to the defense there. Came out, weren't expecting to be out there. They had to get out there, had to regroup. First two plays were not good. Then a little break for South. They're able to come back and make two great plays to stop them. And you got to be thankful that it's only 3-0 Lawrence High, and they weren't able to capitalize and get 7 on us. But here we go. Here's Banks Bowen.
From the shotgun, Edwards to his left. On 1st and 10, a throw to Becker on the near side, and Jackson goes up the near sideline across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Jackson Becker, no relation, with the opening catch, and a nice little pitch and catch from Banks Bowen. They move the chains right on the first play.
Only one play before you were able to get the no relation in. Job. Nice pickup there by Jackson, getting the ball, and all 12 yards were all him.
Pistol formation as he has twins on the right side and one man on the left. Bowen from the shotgun play action throws over the middle. He's got a man. It is caught and right down up the seam. A nice catch on the play for, I think that was Jalen Parks. Yeah, it was. And again, they move the chains on consecutive plays as he'll get all the way into Falcon territory to the Olathe South 37.
Yeah, 18 yards on that pickup there for Jalen. And just a quick boom play. Jalen wide open right in the middle of the field and just able to haul it in, pick up a few more. And nice work here on the first 2 plays by the Lions.
Trying to get this thing set up here on 1st and 10 as the play clock has come down to 7 seconds. Empty backfield for Banks Bowen. He's got trips on the right, and it's going to be a timeout. They didn't seem like they knew exactly what they were trying to do there, so probably a wise timeout for Clint Bowen and company to get this all settled up. But first couple of plays have gone really well. And interesting to see the Lions come out throwing in previous games. You've really seen them establish Taj Edwards before they started to get their passing game going. It's almost like they're doing the reverse here. They're throwing a couple of times so that Edwards will be set up in the future. After a game like last week when he has 200-plus yards, the other team's keying on him. So instead of handing it off to him, Clint does the wise thing and starts out, that's the Andy Reid type play, isn't it?
You would think so. And Clint's got a little bit of Andy Reid in him. He likes to change things up. That's why I was so shocked that he's been so consistent running Taj Edwards 2 times on just about every time they've come out of started the game, started a half, and it's been Taj, and then throw. But they're definitely changing it up this week.
So, like I said, I'm not surprised.
Two totally different type of plays as well.
Yeah, good for them. One thing that we haven't seen is it's good to see Turner Julesgaard out there in the slot on the right side as they go empty backfield once again. Trips on the right, Twins on the left, and it's going to be a quarterback draw, and right up the middle is Banks Bowen across the 30 down to the 28. It'll be about a yard shy of the first down, so that becomes the shortest play from scrimmage so far for the Lions on offense. 3 plays, and the first 2 were first downs, and that one was 9 yards.
Yeah, but boy, what a nice play by Banks there. Fake right, fake left, and then a hole opens up, and he just jets up, and nice 9-yard pickup there for Banks.
On 2nd and 1, it is an option play to the left side. Bowen's going to keep it. He goes around left tackle, gets inside to the 20-yard line. We'll see if they gave him inside the 20, but it'll be from the red zone, 1st and 10 for the Lions, as 2 plays in a row. Banks Bowen calls his own number, and they will give him the 19.
And wisely so. I think that South, it looked like they were thinking he was going to pitch at the last moment, and Taj probably would have gotten blown up, but Banks wisely keeps it, tucks it under, and picks up 8 yards for a first down.
Again, the option this time to the right. He's going to pull up to throw. He throws. It is caught by Edwards. There's a flag on the play. Edwards gets inside the 20 down to about the 17, but this one, I don't know. Where they put it, it could either be holding or some sort of a secondary type penalty. That is, say, in the secondary, but I think it's going to be holding.
He told Banks what it was first.
Yeah, and holding is the call against the Lions. It happened right along the line of scrimmage, but I think it was about a yard into the backfield. So they're gonna send it back to the 29. And so, this is what blew up the drive, obviously, for the Falcons when they took over after the turnover on the opening kickoff. And they were moving down the field until they got a holding call, and then were unable to overcome it. We'll see what the Lions can do here with 1st and 10 from the Falcon 29. Empty backfield again for Bowen. He's got trips on the left, low snap. He picks it up, throws it near side. It's caught by Edwards. He makes a move and is dragged down as he gets across the 25 to about the 24. So he should have gotten about 5 of the yards back on the 10-yard penalty, and it'll set up a 2nd down and long, 2nd and 15.
And they do give him 5 yards on that play.
Just under 7 minutes left to go here in this first quarter of play. 3-0 our score. Falcons on top. This is the opening drive, as it turns out, for the Lions, because they turned it over on the opening kickoff. Trips on the right side. He looks that way, does Bowen. Swings it out that way, but throws it over the head of Edwards.
And definitely some miscommunication on those two that time. Taj was absolutely stopped where he was when Banks threw the ball way over his head.
Well, Elijah Mullen was over there on the coverage, and had he thrown it to Edwards, he most likely would have been knocked back for a loss, so just as well. It does set up a 3rd down and 15, though. The question is, how do you approach this? Do you go for a 2-play situation, or do you look for a 1st down here? Man in motion, Wingert, and they will fake to Edwards, set up the screen to Edwards on the left side, and he comes in, gets past the 20, and knocked down to the 19-yard line. So it's going to set up a 4th down and 10. It would be a roughly 36-yard field goal from here if they were to try it. We really haven't seen Noah Richardson try anything like this all year. So yeah, I imagine they're going to go for it, yeah.
And you would think our defense would be able to handle this much field yardage if we do turn it over here, but obviously that is not what Clint Bowen has in mind.
Like I said, their drive was blown up by a holding call too. So here it is, 4th and 10. Back to throw is Bowen. He's looking to the left side now. He'll roll to the right side. He was hit from behind, lost the football. It's picked up by one of the offensive linemen, and he's hit back for a loss. And I think that was Newberry who picked it up. It's Newberry and Nelson. And I got to say, I'm impressed that he was able to pick it up. Normally, you would just fall on it there just to be safe. Although, the thing is on 4th down, it really didn't make any difference one way or another. So turnover on downs for the Lions, and the Falcons will retain the lead as they pick it up halfway through this first quarter of play.
My thought was if Nelson could have got picked it up. He is a big load, and he could have maybe possibly carried a couple guys up a few yards, but that was not the case.
No, they tackled him pretty good.
They were on him.
Trips on the right side here for the Falcons on their second offensive possession, and it is a give on the left side for Armstrong. And he will pick up to about the 31 from the 27. It'll be a pickup of 4, second down and 6, and we've seen a pretty steady dose of number 21, Max Armstrong, here for this Falcons on the ground. They come out again in the shotgun formation with trips on the right. They generally have at least one tight end on the line. That is the case as well here. He's winged out on the left side, and it's Lee throwing on the near side. It is caught, but knocked into the backfield. A great play as Harris made the catch. And a little bit slow getting up, but after making a terrific play over there, Jalen Parks. And we've called his name out a few times on defense already in this game.
Yeah, what a great tackle. And there was a man between him, and Jalen able to just get around him, the blocker, and then just stop that wide receiver. I mean, just a great play by Jalen to get that ball stopped, and brings up 3rd and 11.
So 3rd down and 11, back to throw is Gage Lee. He will roll out to the left side. He's going to pull it down. He'll get the first down and more across the 45-50 into Lion territory, forced out of bounds as he got near about the 40-yard line. The Lions forgot to spy Gage Lee that time, and he made him pay for it.
And he has got some wheels, man. That young man just took off and just started running. I think we should be thankful that he didn't break through for 6 on that one. Was able to pick up over 20 yards on that play.
Oh, well over 20. 1st and 10 from the Lion 40-yard line. Lee empty backfield. He's got twins on the left and trips on the right. Comes up to the line as they change the play here on 1st and 10. He throws on the far side. It is caught, but not much of the gain. And now we're going to get a flag at the end. Again, you had the tackle, but it was that throw at the end into the bench area that's going to cost the Lions another 15 yards at the end of the play.
Yeah, very, very costly play. So extra twist and shove there at the end, and that will cost the Lions 15 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 23. Second time the Falcons have gone deep into the Lions territory. The first time they were given the ball there. Although they've moved the football pretty well so far against the Lions defense. It was only really the holding call that stopped them the last time. Armstrong up the middle, big hole, and he's hit and tackled as he gets near a first down around the 13-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. They mark him at the 13, so they do give him that first down, 1st and 10, inside the red zone for the Falcons.
Yeah, and that just let them get complacent there to some degree after that penalty. They just let him go.
On first down with split backs, it's a give. Off left tackle, Armstrong breaks the tackle, gets inside the 5, down near the goal line.
They're going to stop him right there at about the 1-inch line.
I think they're going to give him the 2. We'll see where they put it down, but yeah, it'll be about 1st and goal from the 2-yard line for Max Armstrong and the Olathe Falcon team, threatening to take a 2-score lead, already leading 3-0. Lawrence High trying to step up here as they give it right side, right into the end zone is Armstrong. Touchdown for the Falcons, 9-3 with the extra point to come.
And just nothing fancy about that, just a quick little handoff right up the middle, and their linemen were able to beat our linemen.
So Hodap out there for this extra point. Just a little over 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Lions very much surprised in this one. The extra point is good, 4:04 to go, first quarter of play, and the Falcons from Olathe South taking it to the Lawrence High Chesty Lions, 10-0 our score. It's going to be your ensuing kickoff coming up after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269GP Lawrence. Depend on it. Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker, Matt Llewellyn. The Chesty Lions trailing the Olathe South Falcons. A bit of a surprise here early on in this game. Still plenty of time. 4:04 to go here in the first quarter. 10-0 our score. Falcons march down the field after the Lions turn it over on downs, and they get all the way down after about a 70-yard drive. The kick is going to come down, and it will be Curry at about the 10-yard line, trying to go toward the middle of the field. He's being chased, goes backwards, and not able to get much in the way of field position. He was lucky to get past the 10. I think they may give him the 11 on forward progress. We'll see where they put him down, but it was not going to be good field position for the Chesty Lions getting started here for their second offensive possession.
No, and Curry, when he started going west, I oh no, turn up, because he just ran into just white jersey after white jersey after white jersey, and that was a recipe for disaster as the Lions are going to start here on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they only gave him the 10. Now, before the holding call, the Lions were able to move the football, but we'll see what they can do here on their second try out, pistol formation, and it is going to be a give, and boy, nothing for Taj Edwards. He's going to hit back for a loss. It'll be loss of a yard or so, and set up a second down and long. This was the first time in the game. I was going to mention this last drive. We hadn't seen Devin Foster back out there. If you remember, last week he was a big part of Edwards' running ability. We do have a flag.
Edwards having to come off the field.
Yeah, equipment issue,
and so Curry's now in at running back.
But anyway, Foster had, looks like it'll be a loss of 2, by the way, second down and 12. Foster had come in as an H-back or a lead blocker, like a fullback, and had done a great job. In that first series, we didn't see him out there, but if you notice, they didn't really hand the ball off much. And so I kind of thought that was going to be a key, that when we saw him in there, that probably was an indication.
And he's coming in now, coming out of the game as Foster.
Right, which, I mean, I could be wrong, but I would expect that we're going to see a passing play here. And unfortunately, if I can figure that out, then the coaching staff of the Falcons might be able to. So we'll see what happens here, as there are twins on either side. Curry in the pistol formation, and they do, in fact, give it to Curry up the middle. So he'll gain across the 10 to about the 14. It'll be a pickup of 6. So maybe indeed that's what they were trying to throw off the defense by, again, making sure that they can't predict the plays.
I mean, exactly right. And with Curry out there, you'd think with their lead runner in Taj picking up 202 yards last week, and now Curry out there instead. But looks like different kind of formation this time.
Got twins on either side. And back to throw his Bowen on third down and long, and he throws incomplete. He was looking for Curry. He was hit as he threw it. He was going to actually, it looked to me like he was going to try and pull the ball down and run, realized that he would never be able to get the first down, tried to dump it off to Curry, who was open, but he was hit as he threw it, couldn't get it to him, and it'll be a punting situation here for the Lions, who have struggled here in this first quarter.
No question at all. Gained a few yards on the second drive. Well,
it still counts as the second because they never had it in the first one. Bowen's kick goes off the side of his foot, and it is not going to be a good one. We'll see where it goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it down at the Lions' 34-yard line. Wow, that's quite, again, the third time the Falcons have the football, and it's very, very good field position for the third time. The second, out of their 3 drives, 2 of them were relatively deep in Lion territory.
And based on where that first field goal hit, this is probably in his field goal range.
Oh, yeah, no question. And, of course, the more important thing is last time they had the football, they drove down, 70-plus yards. So the Lions defense would like to step up here, no doubt. From the pistol, give to Armstrong. He goes off right tackle, and he's able to get near a first down. Got down to around the Lion 25. They'd be about a yard shy of a first down. It'll be second down and short from there. And, this front five of the Olathe South Falcons have done a really good job so far of kind of pushing around the Lions' front three.
Yeah, Jalen Parks is a little slow getting up on that, and he's coming out of the game right now.
So last week we saw a lot of 4-down linemen for the Lions. This week, despite the fact that they've had success running the football, they've only got 3-down linemen, and they're giving it to Armstrong, and again, he'll get a first down. Inside the 25, near the 20, it'll be shy of the shy of the 20-yard line, but probably about the 21, first and 10, just outside there. Now they're going to put it right down at the 20, still just a hair outside the red zone on this first and 10 play for the Falcons. Well, you would never think that this is a 1-5 team watching them here in the first quarter, would you?
No, not at all.
Pistol formation, trips on the right side, and it is a give to Armstrong. Up the middle, cuts in front. He's down inside the 10 at about the 9-yard line. And, boy, this Max Armstrong kid has really been ripping up the Lions defense.
Well, and the line has been able to block, do what they want to do. I mean, Armstrong, he was not touched on the first 5 yards of that carry.
Trips are on the right or left this time. Again, Armstrong, this time he's hit as he gets to the line. He'll gain a couple on the play inside the 10 at about the 8. It'll be second and goal from there. As at least finally, I believe that was Devin Foster who actually was able to take him down.
And the Lions kind of in a little tighter now in the defensive formation.
The only nice thing about being this close to your own end zone, so you can be a little tighter in. Man in motion. Lee will give to Armstrong, and he's caught from behind and pulled down. Again, good penetration that time by the Chesty Lions front three. And it was Finney, I believe, who got in there and pulled him down from behind. Set up a third down and goal from back around the 10.
And Elijah Gray in there as well.
So they'll set up here with a wingback on the left side. Rolling to the right is Gage Lee. He breaks a tackle but was finally pulled down as he got inside the 10 at about the 7. And it was Noah Richardson who was able to hang on to him and pull him down. A little option play that time to the strong side, and it'll set up a fourth down. And are they going to go for another field goal? I guess we'll find out next quarter. There's still about 15 seconds, but they're obviously going to let this tick off. And so that is 12 minutes of football in the books here at Lawrence High as the Chesty Lions trail the Olathe South Falcons 10-0. We'll step aside and come back with the second quarter coming up right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker along with Matt Llewellyn. We've got Echo on our camera and Caden producing the video tonight here, and Elijah Schmidt back at the station pushing the buttons there as well. We've played one quarter from Lawrence High, 10-0, but it's 10-0 Olathe South. That's going to come as a surprise to a lot of people. Probably, the players and coaching staff of the Lions is just as shocked as we are.
I mean, I would imagine you thought kind of coming into this game that it was a little bit of a tune-up game, but like I said, you can never rule out any Sunflower League opponent. It's certainly an opponent with the numbers that these guys bring in. They brought 100, what appeared like 100 players with them tonight.
So almost have more players than fans.
Yeah.
So,
but they've got to be happy with what they have.
So we'll see what they do here on fourth down. They've brought out their field goal kicker who's already hit one from like 37, 38 yards out.
That's right.
So this is a chip shot comparatively from 24 from the right hash mark. As Cooper Hodap will step into this one. The kick is up, and it is good. So just 5 seconds tick off here in the second quarter of play, and another 3 points on the boards for the Falcons. We will step aside and come back with the kickoff. After this, 13-0 the score. We'll see if the Lawrence High Chesty Lion offense can get on track when we come back on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
This is Brian Haney, voice of the Kansas Jayhawks. I had the best experience with Dr. Kelly Dummerth and her staff at Lawrence Dental Aesthetics. They improved my smile by 4 shades of whiteness thanks to their new Zoom whitening. The best part was, though, they're so genuinely invested in the results of their patients. I highly recommend doing what I did and trust your smile to the great people of the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry.
Top dental technology and absolutely no judgment. Learn more at kansascenterforsedationdentistry.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Well, the silver lining in all that's going on so far is that it's still very early in the game, 11:55 to go in the second quarter. Lions trailing the Falcons from Olathe South 13-0 is our score. Already 3 scores on the game, a pair of field goals and a touchdown for the Falcons. The Chesty Lions fumbled the opening kickoff and have had trouble ever since.
And as prepared as they were last week against Olathe East, it looks like a different Lions team tonight. Look, they're completely unprepared for whatever South is bringing them.
Kickoff is going to come down at about the 9-yard line, maybe the 10, and a nice play by Curry up the far sideline. He's going to get great field position for the Lions for a change. Steps out of bounds as he gets near midfield. It'll be about 2 yards shy at the 48. 1st and 10 for the Chesty Lions. A great return, that time by Ethan Curry.
Yes, it was, and it had some blocking, and he just did exactly what he needed to do. Got up that sideline, was able to follow his blockers, and nice run by Ethan. So great field position. Let's see what the Lions can do here.
Cross town over at Free State, the Firebirds are actually leading the Cougars. 10-7 is their score after 1 quarter of play. So good for them, but something to keep an eye on for us. 1st and 10 from the 48. Banks Bowen comes out in the shotgun formation with Taj Edwards to his right. Man in motion, and they will toss to him, and this is Jackson Becker on the right side looking for a hole across the 35, or I should say 45 down inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. Jackson Becker, that's a pass, by the way. It was a toss forward, so it will go down as a second completion to Becker, and he gets the Lions another first down, 1st and 10 into the Falcons territory.
And you like how they got Jackson Becker into the game. We have to get Jackson Becker a little bit more exposure.
Back to throw is Bowen, looking left side, throws left side, and he threw it over the head of his intended receiver, Wingard. And so that'll be an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. So that's the thing. You know, the key to this more than anything else for the Lions right now is not to panic. They're not. Yeah, they're down by 13 points. That's 2 scores, 2 touchdowns, and you're ahead in this game. And it's barely into the second quarter. So you can't. The worst thing you could do in a situation like this, and you tend to forget these are high school kids, is they start panicking, and then that could get to be a problem. It's going to be a give to Edwards up the middle, big hole this time. He spins his way inside the 35 to about the 33. It'll be a pickup of, let's call it 4, 2nd down and 6 from there. It's amazing. After 202 yards last week, that was probably his best run of the game so far.
It absolutely was, only 4 yards. That'll put him over 0. He now has 2 yards for the game, does Taj Edwards.
For the moment, empty backfield. as they've got trips on the left and twins on the right. Edwards is in the slot, and we're going to get a timeout, I think. It's the Falcons that call the timeout this time with just under 11 minutes left to go in the second quarter, and the Lions starting to drive the ball a little bit.
Yeah, as the Lions linemen were really happy about something. They were the ones that were kind of coming off the field cheering, because I think that they had them fooled in one way, shape, or form or another. So kind of interesting when you see the linemen coming off cheering for a timeout being called.
First timeout of the half for the Falcons. The Lions have also used one, so each team has 2 remaining. So this is actually a pretty big third down play, although I would imagine they're in 4-down territory where they are right now if they don't lose a lot on this play.
No question about that.
And but again, you don't want to stall out the drive here. This is a drive where you feel like you want to get some points and at least get yourself on the board. So they'll come out from the timeout. And again, they'll set up in the empty backfield formation, it would appear, at least to start things off. A lot of times you'll see Edwards come in motion after they start out in this formation. Bowen, quick little talk to his front 5. Goes back in the shotgun formation on 3rd down and 6. Takes the snap. He looks, throws. It is caught. And it's Becker, I believe.
Yeah, it should be enough for the first down. Looks like they're 7 yards.
Yeah, by a good yard or 2. They'll give him the 26 on that play. And, boy, big target out there.
It was, and Becker right where Banks thought he was going to be, and tossed it to him, and quick little pickup, but he was met as he caught it, was able to make a couple steps, but not much more. But nice pickup for 7 yards for Jackson Becker, bringing up first and 10.
Devin Foster in the game as a wingback. They toss it to Becker on the end around a second time, and he was hit, spun around, did a good job protecting the football. Got to the 20-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 6. There is a flag down.
Flag just now thrown.
Yeah, late on the play. As it stands, it would be a 2nd down and 4. But let's see.
Definitely after the play it was blown dead. So
presumably a post play.
Who did something?
We'll see if we can't hear what exactly they say. This referee is mic'd up, so.
But we're not getting any. Well, they are moving it against the Falcons.
Yeah, it would seem to be probably some sort of
unnecessary roughness.
Yeah. It's unsportsmanlike conduct, in fact, against the Falcons, which will be a half the distance to the goal line penalty. The yardage on the penalty will give the Lions a first down. In fact, it will be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Deepest penetration for the Chesty Lions here with 10-12 left to go in the first half, trailing 13-0 to Olathe South. Coming into this game at 1-5, back to throw. Bowen throws near side, and it is incomplete, looking for Edwards. And he was getting a hard rush coming from the opposite side and had to get rid of that way before he wanted to.
Yeah, but no, heads-up call play by Banks. Just get rid of the ball. You're going to lose some for sure. It's much better just to throw that thing away and throw it right in the direction of Taj. But no.
Well, and he had no lane to go himself.
Right.
So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 10. And they give to Edwards up the middle, breaks a hole inside the 5, touchdown! Touchdown, Lions, Taj Edwards from 10 yards out. He was able to break through a tackle, and a good hole was built up. Now there's another couple of flags that come out. After the touchdown was scored, I assume this is going to be some sort of either celebration or otherwise unsportsmanlike conduct type penalty.
That might be on us because coaches were getting after Taj as he was coming off the field. Excuse me, it wasn't Taj that they were getting after. No, Coach Bowen was really getting after one of their boys. We don't need to say who it was, but
interesting here because I assume they can take this on the extra point if it is indeed an unsportsmanlike conduct call.
I'm almost positive as the coaches were yelling at him, that's definitely what that's going to be.
Yeah, it absolutely is unsportsmanlike conduct, and it looks like they're going to enforce it on the kickoff. So Noah Richardson can make this a 13-7 game with a standard extra point from the 10-yard line. The ball is put down by Bowen. The kick is up, and it is good. 9:57 left to go. A quick drive for the Chesty Lions, and they're able to get on the board for the first time. They have cut the lead by just over half. 13-7 our score. The Lions down to the Falcons. We'll take a break and come back for the kickoff after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney turkey stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. The Lawrence High Chesty Lions with their first successful drive of the game offensively, resulting in a touchdown and cutting the lead by more than half. 13-7 our score with just under 10 minutes left to go in the first half. Noah Richardson has decided to tee the ball up in the middle of the field for a change at the 40-yard, actually I should say at the 25-yard line after the penalty. And he kicks it high and short, and it's taken about the 32, breaks one tackle, and then, second tackle he was able to spun around. A nice little return there for Andy Edwards for the Olathe South Falcons. I need to make sure that, it is Andy Edwards.
Yeah,
He's actually a linebacker, but he did a pretty good job with the return.
He really did, and Ben Marker had him, and Ben was the Lion who had him, and he just was able to slip out of Ben's hands. So Ben wishes he had that back because that picked up extra 6 yards after that.
Yep, got all the way up to the 49. Keep in mind that was helped out by a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the touchdown. So it's good field position for the Falcons. Now ahead by 6 points at 13-9. Gage Lee from the shotgun, and he will keep it himself on the option play, the RPO, read option if you prefer, and he goes over right tackle for about 4 yards across into Lion territory down to the 47. It'll be second down and 6 from there.
Yeah, and he saw the Lions following Anthony Harris, and he just said, well, I'm going to pull this in and pick up 4 yards of my own, and that's what he did. Now he got tripped up.
Yeah, and there's a flag down as well. There's he tripped himself. That is to say, it was a low snap, and he was able to do a good job of fielding the snap. I'm not so sure we're not going to get some sort of a formation or illegal procedure call, and I think they'll decline this. But we'll get the call here. It's an illegal formation call, and so they're actually gonna take the penalty. I'm a little surprised at that because the play resulted in a loss. Now it's more of a loss to take the penalty, but you get an extra down. So they'll take it, push them back into the Falcons side of the 50-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11 from the 48. But that play, just getting back to it, Lee, it was a low snap, and so he was able to reach down and field it, but then he fell down as he tried to move forward. Back to throw he goes, and he'll throw near side, down the near sideline, incomplete. It was thrown out of bounds, intended for Max Armstrong, his running back. And it was well covered on the play by the Lions. There's a little bit of contact, but that was really not a catchable ball.
No,
anyway.
Well covered and thrown out of bounds. I mean, there was, and if anything was ready for a interception, that would have been that ball. But I don't think anybody could have caught it in bounds.
So taking the penalty turns out to have been the right call, as it's now 3rd and 11. We've got trips on the right side, twins on the left, empty backfield for Lee. He goes straight back to pass. They blitz him. He is retreating. He throws off his back foot, and it'll go way out of bounds. Intended on the far side for Jalen Long, but nowhere really near anybody.
And I will tell you, Jahir Johnson made him pay for that. I mean, he laid into him the second after he threw that ball, and I was a little worried that there might be a
roughing the passer.
A roughing the passer, but no call.
I got to say, I was impressed with the arm strength of Gage Lee to manage to get it out of bounds, throwing it off his back foot that way. So Lee, by the way, is punting, the punter, I should say, for the Falcons. This is a 4th and 11 from their own 48. And he is back deep in punting formation. Curry is standing at his own 20-yard line. Now will take a couple of steps back. Lee is at his own 34 on 4th down. Oh, it's a high snap, and it gets over his head. It's going to come down at the 20. He rolls around to the right side, and he comes up the near sideline, tries to kick it, and the ball ends up out of bounds. So the Lions will take over around the 36-yard line.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice by Lee there at the very end to try and kick it at the last second.
But Josh Galbraith and several other Lions were there chasing after him. But the Lions are going to get great field position at the 36-yard line.
So after seeing their offense finally get going, this time they're going to get the ball at the 36-yard line. That was just a bad snap. And by the time Lee got it, I don't know if he might have been able to get the kickoff from way back when he picked it up, maybe. But he decided to try and run it and then kick it at the last second, and that didn't really work out very well. Pistol formation for the Chesty Lions as they are 1st and 10 from the 36, and it's a flea flicker. Here is Bowen throwing down the far sideline. He's got a man. It is caught at the 10-yard line inside the 5. Jackson Becker.
It looks like it is Becker.
And at the 4-yard line, 1st and goal.
Just a great flea flicker, had some people confused. Becker was very fortunate. He came back on the ball and was able to come back on the ball, and it was right there. Made the catch and then pulled down right there. But great play by the Lions, great play by Jackson Becker and Banks Bowen.
I tell you what, Bauer, the cornerback over there was right there. He just didn't know the ball was there. Here's Edwards on the right side, pushing toward the end zone, and he's going to be short by about a half a yard. Boy, he got right to that goal line and then was stopped. It'll set up a 2nd and goal. But getting back to the last play, as I said, the cornerback, which is Hank Bauer over there, was stride for stride, but he had no idea the ball was coming, and so Jackson adjusted to it, and Bauer didn't, and it actually turned out to be an easy catch for Jackson. Right, just inside the 10, and then he was taken down at about the 4. So it's 2nd goal from the 1. And Bowen is going to keep it himself, left side. He tries to force his way in, and we're waiting for the indication. They're going to say he's shy at about the half-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from there. Boy, Bowen was just trying to force his way. He's got a big body, of course, as you know, for a quarterback, and he was able to get just to the goal line, but not quite over. We'll see what kind of a jumbo package they decide to put forward here. Clock is running with under 7.5 minutes to go in the half. 3rd and goal from inside the 1. Bowen does have a wing back on the left side this time. And from the pistol, they will give it, and it's Edwards. Wow. Waiting for the indication. Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Touchdown for the Lions. It took them a while to decide. I'll tell you what, one of the offensive linemen decided early, but they had to wait for the official to confirm it. And so just like that, we are tied at 13 with the extra point to come. If Noah Richardson can hit this, it will be a Lion lead. Bowen to put it down on the 10-yard line. Snap back, ball down, kick up. It is high, it is long, and it is good. So it took a quarter and a half, but the Lawrence High Chesty Lions have managed to get their first lead of the game. 14-13 our score. We'll take a quick break and come back with the kickoff right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance
or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. It's the Chesty Lions 14-13 over the Olathe South Falcons, and I'm sure Matt feels a lot better. Going across town, the tide has turned over there as well. The Cougars from Shawnee Mission Northwest now with the 14-10 lead over the Firebirds of Free State with about 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter there. Richardson from the middle of the field at the 40-yard line this time kicks it and near the goal line, heading right up the middle of the field to the 20. Is the returner, and that was Harris. Anthony Harris gets a 20-yard return. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20 for the Falcons. And you got to give it to the Lions, being down in this game by 3 scores at one point. Well, not 3 touchdowns, but 3 scores, 2 field goals, and a touchdown. They've come back and really kind of righted the ship.
Well, they have up by 1 now. 7 minutes to go yet in this first half, and these last 2 drives are exactly kind of what we expected to see out of the Lions, and certainly also defensively.
Didn't panic, as it turns out, as the give to Armstrong, and to get a big hole up the middle, and he was able to get a first down. And boy, he has a great burst of speed. And was that Parks or Curry that
Curry
kept
on
the touchdown?
I mean, Curry totally stopped the touchdown. That was just because he was able to get him right at the ankles and pull him down.
Shoestring tackle, or that was an 80-yard run.
Yes.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 34 for the Falcons, now trailing for the first time in the game. And on play action, they throw far side. Trying to jump the route, but they do complete the pass to Harris. Forward progress was stopped. After a gain of about 4 yards, it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, they stopped him right as he caught it, and then they kept on pushing him back. He was back.
But I tell you what, was that Kelsey who tried to jump the route over there?
I believe it was Kelsey, yeah.
And he came within half a yard, if maybe a couple feet of doing it. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Man in motion from the shotgun. It's Lee. He will hand off, and off left tackle Armstrong. Big, huge hole. And he'll get a first down on the 2nd down and 6. He gains 7 to the 45. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
And he does have just a big burst of speed, does Armstrong. I mean, he just I don't know what it is.
Tell you what, you could have
powerful thighs or whatever, but man, he just.
But importantly, you could have drove a Mack truck through that hole he had off left tackle. Man in motion is the tight end. He'll set up as a wing back on the right side. And again, they'll give it to Armstrong. Again, a hole. He's only able to get a couple of yards before Finney pulls him back. He wasn't really the one who made the tackle, though. There was just a wall of players that he couldn't get around. 2nd down and 8 from there. Clock running with 5:17 left to go here in the second quarter. Lions on top 14-13. Trips come out to the left side. Armstrong to the left as well. They'll hand it off going to the right side off right tackle, and he'll get across midfield into Lion territory to about the 48. We'll see if they gave him the 47 or not. And they do indeed give him the 47. It'll set up a 3rd down and 2, 3rd and short for the Falcons. The way they've been running the football, you wouldn't think this would be a problem for them.
And Jahir Johnson had to come out, and Dean Newsom went in for him as his helmet had come off.
And we get whistles, and there's a flag. I presume this is going to be either an offsides or a false start. Probably a false start.
It's on South.
Yeah. And no, it's offsides on the Lions, so they give them a free first down anyway. It'll take them down to the 42-yard line of the Chesty Lions, 1st and 10 from there. Clock stopped at the moment with 4:42 left to go in the first half, and the Lions on top, but the Falcons trying to come back, and they're not that far away from field goal range, I would certainly say. They also get the ball coming out of the second half, and it's Armstrong who's able to slip one tackle and then a second, as he gets across the 40 down toward the 35. Might be a hair shy of the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 or 7 on the play. Second down and let's say 4 from there.
And this is where they're dangerous. Just have the weapon in the field goal kicker and that strong Armstrong.
And it is Armstrong this time. He's double teamed as he gets the handoff. So good penetration always will blow things up on the running game. No gain on the play, maybe a loss of a half a yard. And it'll set up a third down, a long 4 from there. So good job for the front 3 of the Lions to that time get into the backfield and break that play up. And I think we're going to get a timeout here. So the Falcons will call their second timeout with 3:34 left to go in this first half. The Lions coming back from a 13-0 deficit, leading at this time 14-13. Well, we do have a second here as we approach the 8 o'clock hour. We're going to go ahead and pause right now for 10 seconds for station identification. 14-13 our score. Lions on top of the Falcons here on Lions Football and KLWN.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it.
So 3:34 left to go here in the second quarter. It's a 3rd down and 4, a big third down play, although probably in 2-down territory. It'll be about a 50-yard field goal from here, a 50-plus yarder. So I imagine they're going to try and get it through in the next 2 plays. And we'll see whether or not the Lions defense can step up a second straight time. After the timeout, they come with a double tight end set. And it's going to be a give, and Armstrong does a good job waiting for his hole to open up and gets inside the 30 to the 29. That'll move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Joel. That's just what he did. He waited, and then found a little bit of a seam and took it and able to pick up 4 or 5 yards there on that play.
As I was talking about before, this front 5 and sometimes front 6 or 7, they've actually got a front 7 right now with 2 tight ends. Have done a good job of opening up holes, although you got 4 down linemen now for the Lions. It's a give to Armstrong, right side, big hole. And again, he'll get inside the 25 down to about the 21, going off the right side. And it'll be a pickup of 8, 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, just power running. I mean, able to give whatever's given to him and take it and then put on a little burst of speed and pick up 8 yards.
He's got to have nearly 20 carries by now in the first half because they've just been going to him almost every play. 2nd down, and let's call it a long 2. As Armstrong will move from the right side to the left side of Gage Lee. Wing back on the left, and they will hand it off to him to the right. He was able to sidestep, get a hole, get a 1st down. Inside the red zone at the 18-yard line. They'll stop the clocks to move the chains with 2:22 left to go in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 18 for the Falcons, trying to take the lead in this game before halftime.
Yeah, probably about an 8-1 margin on runs, or 8-2 rather, runs versus passes.
So they've got split backs this time around as Grissom in the backfield. He's the lead blocker as they give to Armstrong. He slips around 1 tackle. He's still on his feet. Into the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown Falcons. Max Armstrong from 18 yards out was able to break a couple of tackles. A little bit of sloppy arm tackling that time by the Lions. And the Falcons have retaken the lead 19-14 with the extra point to come. And it looks like they are going to go for 1. At least they've got the normal place kicker out there. We'll see if they fake it, but it seems like they'll be content with a 6-point lead here. Snap back, ball down. The kick is up. It is high. It is long, and it is no good. So
off
you mentioned,
the upright.
Yep, Hodap was able to clank one off the upright. And so the Lions catch a break there. It's only a 5-point lead. 19-14 our score with under 2 minutes to go in the half. We'll take a break and come back for the kickoff right after this on FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
At Sigler Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy strives to make your experience as smooth and simple as possible. Sigler has a wide range of high-quality products and services to meet all your healthcare needs. Ask questions, find the right medical supplies, pick up an over-the-counter product, and of course, fill your prescriptions. Sigler has you covered. Call, click, or stop by any of Sigler's convenient locations to see how Sigler can take care of you. SiglerPharmacy.com. SiglerPharmacy.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. Been a back and forth game as it turns out right now with 2 minutes left to go in the half. 1:58 in specifics. And the Lions, who trailed in this game at one point 13-0, then took the lead 14-13, are now trailing 19-14 with 1:58 left to go. Hodap out there to kick this kickoff off. And he will step into it and kick it down to the far sideline, about the 9-yard line. Curry with the ball, gets across the 20 and across the 25 to about the 27. There's a flag, as you said, late as they pull him down. With late flags, you never know. It can be a hold or a illegal block, but it also can sometimes be a face mask or something like that.
Well, I did see a helmet come off, so.
Let's see what the call is. The ball would be at about the 27. The spot of the fouls are on the 26, which makes me think it might be against the Lions. Yeah. And the reason why I thought that was because when they move the flag around, that almost always indicates that they're trying to show where the spot of the foul was. And so if it was a face mask, it wouldn't matter, but it's a hold. And so, unfortunately for the Lions, they will be in a position where they're going to have a long way to go to get themselves a lead going into halftime. As we talked about before, this game started with a turnover on the opening kickoff, so actually it's the Falcons who will get the ball to start off the second half. Bowen with Twins on the right side rolls that way, looking that direction. Now he'll throw, and on the far side, incomplete. Just over the head of the intended receiver, Jalen Parks. It's good coverage on the play by Elijah Mullen. He, I think, got just a fingertip on it to break that up.
Yeah, and Wingard, the intended receiver, just and I was a little worried because he a little slow getting up. He slowed down and then tried to jump and get that ball, and I thought he kind of came down wrong, but he was able to pop right back up and get up back into this game as Wingard.
All right, so clock is stopped with 1:44 left to go. Second down and 10. Ball's on the 16-yard line. Back to throw is Bowen. He's got time. He'll throw over the middle. It's caught, and it's Becker on the 20 up to about the 25. Jackson Becker with yet another catch. He's right at the first down marker. They say he got just enough for a first down, so they'll move the chains. First and 10 for the Lions at their own 26-yard line.
And clock is running, 1:31.
So from the shotgun, Bowen back to throw, and he will throw down the near side. He's got a man open and incomplete as he overthrew Kayvon Price, who did have a step on his defender, but unfortunately Bowen couldn't get it to him.
Yeah, it was just a little bit overthrown, but boy, that would have been something that Kayvon been able to bring that ball down, but just a little bit overthrown.
Stops the clock with 1:19 left to go. Second down and 10. Ball's on the Lion 26. Got anybody coming up at halftime, by the way?
I don't.
Okay.
No, Nick Wood actually was going to be my halftime guest, and he went out of town with his wife. Nick Wood, the basketball coach here at Lawrence High School.
They'll come out with Twins on the left side as they change the play here. Edwards to the right of Bowen. Takes the snap. He's getting a rush. He steps up. He'll throw. On the far side, he's got a man. It's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to be a flag.
Yeah, there was contact well beforehand as it was intended for Wingard over there. No, excuse me, that was Galbraith. And the contact was clearly before the ball got there.
Absolutely. And And very interesting because you almost think that the defender was going for the ball too and might not have really seen.
I agree. Actually, I don't think it was an intentional.
Right.
It was still pass interference because he just ran right through the body of the receiver.
Right.
But like you said, I think he saw the ball, went after the ball, and just unfortunately for him, the receiver was in his way and he ran right through him. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty. Should take it up to the 41-yard line. Again, the clock stopped with 1:12 left to go. I don't know that Galbraith would have had any shot at catching that ball, to be honest.
It would have been a very nice catch had he caught it.
So Twins on the right, one on the left, and another good catch on the snap. And this time Banks is going to get swallowed up and dropped for a loss as Addison White was the one who finished him off, but there were about 3 or 4 Falcons in the backfield, and he had nowhere to go. He couldn't scramble out of that one. So the Lions will take their second timeout, stop the clock with 58 seconds left to go, and it'll be a second down and long, second and about, I'm going to guess, 19 on the play as they marked him down at the 32.
Yeah, and Banks really had no chance with that at all, as that the pocket just totally collapsed on him. He had a man coming after him. He tried to get away, but just the pocket collapsed and nowhere to go as he went down, probably lost for 9 yards there on that play.
So when all is said and done, the Lions will have another 3 shots at getting the ball across midfield and keeping this drive going with 1:04. They've updated the clock to 1:04 left to go in this first half of play. So if no guess, people that are fans of the band will have be happy to know we'll try and get some band coverage.
I want to since this is a senior night, I want to talk about all the seniors here. That have given us a lot of excitement over the years here at Lawrence High.
Should be time to do it after the timeout. Man in motion is Wingert, and it is a play-action throw on the near side for Edwards. Down the near sideline, he will run out of bounds as he gets across the 35 to about the 37. Taj Edwards gets some of the loss back, but it's still going to be third and long. They've got 2 downs to get about 13 yards, it would seem, maybe 14.
Yeah, give Taj 6 yards on that, adding a little bit to his
receiving total.
Okay.
Yep. So clock stopped with 58 seconds left to go in the first half. Lions trailing 19-14. Trips on the left and Twins on the right. Empty backfield for Bowen. We'll see if they come after him. 3 down linemen. One man appears to be blitzing. He comes, and a nice job picking him up, but stepping up is Bowen on the left side, looking to throw. Now he's going to pull it down, run up the near sideline, goes for the first down marker. Let's see where they put it. They're going to give him the short by about a yard. I thought this is one of those times where if this was the NFL, the red flag would come out because, he pulled a Mahomes where he put the ball across, but he didn't get credit for it as he went out of bounds.
And
there was a flag down, but they've pulled it up for whatever reason. So it's going to be 4th down and a yard as things are right now. He did go out of bounds, so the clock will be stopped with 49.5 seconds left to go. The Lions do have one more timeout.
And just an absolute, in my opinion, a very bad spot.
Ball's at midfield. They need the 49. It's going to be Bowen keeping himself. He'll get a first down and more as he gets across the 45 to about the 44. Pickup of 6 on the play on 4th down and 1. In fact, they actually gave him 7 all the way to the 43. Lions come out in a hurry as the clock is still running. They've got just the 1 timeout left. Over from the shotgun formation. Back to throw is Bowen. He's looking. He's still trying to find a man. He's got plenty of time. Now he'll throw downfield. He's going toward the end zone, and it's incomplete. There was a little bit of contact on the play as it was intended for Jalen Parks, and the defender took a little bit of a swat at him, but no flag out, and so it'll be 2nd down with 23.8 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, and he had a couple of men open, but he was going for the home run ball all the way, and Jalen was there, but boy, that would have, again, been a miracle catch had he been able to pull that one down.
So 2nd down and 10, ball's on the 43-yard line. We had all day to throw that, so they only rushed 3. They've got Twins on the left, 1 on the right. Edwards to the right of Bowen from the shotgun, back to throw. They come in on the blitz, they pick it up, they throw it down the near sideline, and it's incomplete. Galbraith, I don't know if he ever saw where the ball was, because the ball was underthrown and he just kept running.
Right.
So I can only assume that either he didn't think he'd be able to come back and catch it anyway, and he wanted to make sure that the defender didn't try and intercept it, or he just never saw the ball. I'd say it's more likely the latter.
Yeah.
So it'll be 3rd down and 10, 17 seconds left to go. As Foster will go out in favor of a receiver, Kyrie McGee. And they'll go empty backfield here. Trips on the left and Twins on the right. Bowen back to throw. He's got time. He throws, and he's got a man, and it's incomplete.
No.
It literally hit the intended receiver right in the chest and just bounced right off of it. And it is going to go as an incomplete pass for Jackson Becker that you do not see very often.
No, I mean, Jackson has absolutely made some miracle catches this year, and that was probably the most wide open he's been and the easiest catch he would have had to make all year, and that was just bobbled the ball and didn't catch it.
It was wide open. Hank Bauer, one of the safeties on this Falcon team, was apparently slow in getting up. He's sort of being led off the field by one of the back judges. So we have a little bit of a delay here. It's an official timeout. 12.3 seconds left to go. The clock stopped anyway, but they haven't started up the play clock yet. Now they do. It looks like the Lions will go for it here on 4th and 10 with the ball on the 43. They need the 33. Back to throw is Bowen. And he will step up, and he's being chased. Now he rolls around again toward the middle of the field. He's all the way back at his own 45. Steps up near midfield. He's being chased. He throws downfield. He just throws it up for grabs, and it is bounced and incomplete. Thought for a minute that one of the Falcons might actually intercept it, which would not have been a smart idea, although
the
clock's over anyway,
right.
So it turns out. And that's going to take us to halftime, and quite a bit of a surprise here. The Olathe South Falcons go into the locker room with a 5-point lead at 19-14. We will take a break and come back with the halftime festivities coming up after this. 19-14 the score. The Lions trail here at home on senior night here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6 right here on KLWN.
This is Brian Haney, voice of the Kansas Jayhawks. I had the best experience with Dr. Kelly Dummerth and her staff at Lawrence Dental Aesthetics. They improved my smile by 4 shades of whiteness thanks to their new Zoom whitening. The best part was, though, they're so genuinely invested in the results of their patients. I highly recommend doing what I did and trust your smile to the great people of the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry.
Top dental technology and absolutely no judgment. Learn more at kansascenterforsedationdentistry.com.
Life can get busy, and sometimes accidents can happen. Don't let spilling coffee on your nice outfit ruin your week. We have all been there. And guess what? Scotch Cleaners provides the quickest, most convenient dry cleaning service to get you looking brand new again. Looking clean and professional is what matters the most, whether you're in the office or meeting on Zoom. Keep clean even when you have accidents. Protect your wardrobe investment with Scotch Cleaners. Scotch Cleaners dry cleaning service has 9 locations around Northeast Kansas, with 4 locations in Lawrence and 5 in Topeka. Stop by now.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6, right here on KLWN.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. We are at halftime, and for your entertainment, a little Lawrence High marching band for you here on Senior Night.
Participation. The rules and storyline are quite simple. We have our hero, Charlie. When you see Charlie, everyone clap and cheer. And next, we have our villain, Igor. When you see Igor, please respond with scathing boos and a hiss. We join our story when Igor has captured one of our finest Lawrence High School teachers for giving too much homework. Igor has tied them up on railroad tracks. And if you listen close, who is this famed teacher? She's been teaching at Lawrence High since 2019 and is a beloved member of the LHS Science Department, Miss Marcy Lucian. Causing trouble at Lawrence High School. We return to our story with them sneaking through the back hallways to steal the cash box for the homecoming dance. from the evil villain Eagle and his minions. Be careful out there, and remember to tip your local band member. Go Lions! Thank you and good night.
Your marching Lions and Marcy Lucian. Everyone up for the fight song. Your marching Lions.
Well, there you go. The Lawrence High Marching Band here at halftime. We are still obviously at halftime, 19-14 our score. Falcons on top of the Chesty Lions. We're going to take another break and come back with more right after this here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Kansas at highschoolofficials.com.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6, right here on KLWN.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. We are at halftime. And on senior night, Lawrence High School trailing the Olathe South Falcons 19-14 in a game they definitely cannot afford to lose. Cross town, by the way, it is halftime as well, as Free State trailing Shawnee Mission Northwest. It's now a 21-10 game there. At halftime, Matt Llewellyn alongside. He has some halftime stats and maybe a word or two about this year's seniors.
Yeah, you know, and not offensively. I mean, the biggest biggest stat is obviously Jackson Becker with 84 yards, and then, of course, Taj Edwards, only 17 yards after last week's going over 200 mark, but Taj does have 2 touchdowns. Banks also has 35 yards on the ground, and Banks is over 100 yards in passing for the game, as Jalen Parks has 18 yards in receiving, and Taj Edwards has 16 yards in the air. But that is about it as far as stats go for the Chesty Lions offensively, as we find ourselves trailing 19-14. But tonight is senior night, and so I always like to take this opportunity to mention every senior that has given us 3 years here at Lawrence High, 4 years if they played as a freshman, and actually a couple guys are new to the team this year. But Jalen Parks has given us a lot of thrills already this year. Banks Bone, of course, our quarterback. Darren Ricardo, Gabe Wingard, Cadence Kelsey. He's a first year from transferred from Mississippi to become a Chesty Lion. Ben Marker, who played a lot last year. We called his name a lot last year. Steele White, who, if you have followed the Lions, the JV squad, the freshman squad, Steele White has really been a dominant force throughout his years, just not many. This year is the only year that he has been starting here at the varsity level. Adric Watson, Andre Lafort, John Clark, Evan Murray, Noah Richardson, who's given us quite a bit of time, some exciting things on defense, as well as has got a really good leg. Isaiah Shorter, Jahir Johnson, who last week had a pick 6 for us, and a lot of fireworks from Jahir. Bryce Schwada, a senior. Juan Casemiro. Larney Finney. So some of the guys that I don't get to call all the time. I should have practiced these names a little bit better, Joel. Cameron McKinnon, Ty Silvers, Elijah Gray, Bryson Newberry, and Andrew Nelson round up the senior squad here for these Chesty Lions. And
good job.
Whatever. But big thanks to them for giving their time and effort, and a lot of thrills here for us up here in the booth. And I know that they want, when I made the comment about senior night being a night they're fired up and not many distractions, and maybe I was wrong with that prediction at the beginning of this game, as Lions do find themselves down. I know that the coaches have worked hard to try to figure some things out and make sure that they know how to address some of the issues they had, and their biggest issue was stopping Max Armstrong, who had a ton of carries, and I don't even want to think about how many yards. But the Lions defense was on the field a lot of minutes, and I think that they were very winded towards the end of the game, or the end of the half, and maybe they've gotten some wind in their sails now and ready to come out and make some plays, as the South Falcons are going to start this game on offense.
So, yeah, they'll have the kickoff to open up the second half, and we'll get a chance to see whether or not the Lions were able to make any adjustments at half to maybe do something different against Max Armstrong and Gage Lee in this Olathe South offense that have managed to put up 19 points against what is usually a pretty strong Chesty Lion defense throughout most of the season. So it's the Falcons leading it 19-14. We're going to take a 30-second break and come back with the opening kickoff of the second half coming up right after this here on Chesty Lion Football on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Enjoy all the excitement of football season at the 23rd Street Brewery. From the Jayhawks and college football to the NFL and even live-streamed Lawrence High and Free State football games, you can watch it all at the 23rd Street Brewery. Enjoy the games with your favorite menu item like the Bill Self Mac and Cheese, Naked Nachos, or the Haney Turkey Stack. And wash it all down with your favorite beer like a Wave the Wheat or Crimson Fog. 23rd Street Brewery on the corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle in Lawrence.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. It is the Lions and the Olathe South Falcons, with the Falcons on top 19-14 as we're getting set to go here in the second half of play. What do you figure Clint Bowen is telling his team? You know, they already came back in this game from a 13-0 deficit and took a lead earlier. They are currently trailing, but at the same time, you know, again, as I talked about in the second quarter, you can't put it in panic mode. You've got an entire half to play, and you know you've got a good team.
Right, exactly what you said. And you said just don't panic, because there's a lot of game left. This is nothing. This is 5 points. I mean, it's not a big deal. Just stop them. Play your game. Let's stop Armstrong, figure out how to do it, and it all starts right here on the kickoff.
From the 3-yard line up the middle of the field, and it's going to be across the 20 at about the 24 or so on the return for Anthony Harris. And that is where the Falcons offense will go, 1st and 10. And like I said, I mean, this is a team. When we played last week, we were playing a team we knew was going to run a lot, and we did a great job of stopping it.
Right.
So it's not like the Lions don't have a history of being able to stop the run. They just have to figure out how to set up the game plan to do it here in the second half. And if I'm the Lions right now, the Falcons have not shown the ability to be huge weapons in the air. So I would be all out to stop the ground, and it's Max Armstrong up the middle, and that's one of the things right there that caused the problems as the yards after contact there on Armstrong. He was able to get what was probably a 3-yard gain into an 8-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd and 2 from the 32-yard line.
But you're right, yards after contact. He was contacted at the line of scrimmage, and they could have, had they been able to stop him there, that would have been a great defensive stop, but man, he was just able to wiggle his way up and gain 8 freaking yards.
Man in motion, and they will give it to Armstrong. And again, he was able to get after contact, able to get a first down across the 35 to about the 37, maybe the 38 or 39. Let's see where they put the ball down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons.
And a very interesting handoff, Joel, because I didn't know who had the ball. If it was going to be a keeper. There are 2 running backs right there.
Yeah, it was Trey Hayes, the wide receiver, was coming across the field, and that's one of those where sometimes you'll toss it forward, but in that case, yeah, I don't know if that was by design or it just was bad timing.
But it was confusing nonetheless, and able him to stop Armstrong there.
On the handoff going right side. That, again, the only time that the Lions have had success is when their front 4 have managed to get some penetration. And in that particular case, it was Devin Foster who was able to get in front of the line. They'll give him forward progress to back about the line of scrimmage, but that was stopped for no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And let's keep a look on this. Let's see if they try to go to Devin Foster's side, or if they try to avoid Devin Foster.
Only 3 down linemen this time as Grissom goes in motion. They give it to Armstrong. They did have the penetration, and once again, they did go that direction, and it was stopped for a loss. This one will be a loss of a couple. Back to the 36. It'll set up a 3rd down and long, which obviously I don't want to sound too much like John Madden here, but that's exactly what the Lions are looking to accomplish here, are these 3rd and long situations.
Absolutely, but you're right. They went to Devin Foster's side, and Devin Foster able to come up with at least part of that tackle.
Empty backfield here. Trips on the left, Twins on the right. For a moment there, it looked like the Lions defensively were a little confused as to where they wanted their secondary to be, but luckily for them, the Falcons didn't go quick. And so back to throw, and this is actually another quarterback as throwing on the far side, and incomplete intended. It was actually their backup quarterback, Reed Stainbrook. I don't know if Lee got hurt or something, but it was definitely Stainbrook there making that throw. Now Lee comes back in. I wonder if he had maybe some sort of an equipment issue or something that left him out for that play.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's back in to punt the ball away here. Or maybe they just went with Steenbrook for some reason. But anyway, it'll be 4th down and 12. Punting situation, good job by the defense to step up, and a kick. And it is going to bounce and take a Falcon bounce to near the 20, 21. You know, it occurs to me, we hadn't actually seen Gage Lee since he had that punting situation way back. You remember that, you know, where they snapped it over his head and he was able to punt it away finally? I don't know.
Right.
Maybe he was injured on that play or something like that. I don't know. He obviously was able to kick the ball away.
And did a pretty decent job of kicking.
But anyway, so it'll be the Lions on offense now, trailing by 5, getting the ball for the first time in the second half, and we'll see whether or not they also have made adjustments here. They've been able to move the ball at times, but also have stalled out a couple of times. Edwards is in a pistol formation with a bunch on the right side, and we get whistles. So there's going to be a flag. I think this is going to be an offside, actually, against the Falcons. So might as well take the free 5 yards, and that is indeed the case. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty against Olathe South, and so it'll be 1st and 5 now with the ball coming up to the 27-yard line. It's a little bit of a break here for the Lions. So again, they come
extra breathing room.
They come up with that bunch on the right side, 2 receivers, one stacked on top of the other. They will give it. It's going to be actually Bowen keeping it on the read option that time. He'll get around the right side and out of bounds around the 35. Good enough for a first down with the penalty. And so the Lions, like the Falcons, able to move the chains on their first drive here of the second half.
And it was a great fake handoff because a lot of Falcons were following Taj Edwards on that, but Bowen able to pull it back in and pick up 10 yards.
Same formation, back to throw on play action, and Bowen throws, and it is caught on the near side, and that's Wingert with, I believe, his first catch of the day.
I believe that is Wingert's first catch.
And so it's good for 5 yards up to the 39-yard line, second down and a long 5 from there. Ball sort of between the 38 and 39. Pistol formation, Edwards behind and a little bit to the left of Bowen, who has twins on the left and one man on the right. There's a wing back and offsides again against the Falcons, and that's going to turn a second and a long 5 to a second and a short 1 here.
Well, you know when that offensive line came off the field there in the first half, and they were clapping. They knew some things, and I think these 2 penalties here proves that they said we can get these guys to jump off sides, and that's exactly what they did here for the second time on this drive.
So it's second down in less than a yard. Be interesting to see what they decide to do here as they send trips on the right side and twins on the left. Obviously, you can take a shot down here, but that would set up a third down. We'll see if they do it. Man in motion is Edwards. They fake it to him. Back to throw Bowen. Throwing near side. It is caught, and it's Kayvon Price. He'll get the first down and more as he spins his way up to the 45 across midfield into Falcon territory. 1st and 10 for the Lions.
A nice little 11-yard pickup there for Kayvon.
So good decision making. Obviously, Bowen was looking to go downfield when that play first started and just settled for what the defense gave him, which was an easy first down, and ended up getting a little bit more than that. On 1st and 10 from the 45, back to throw is Bowen. He gets a rush. Oh, he was hit hard.
And in the face.
In the head. I'm surprised we're not getting a flag on that. Bowen is not very happy about it.
Clint Bowen is
either
not,
one of them, I was going to say.
Either Bowen is very happy about it, and Clint letting the side judge know about it, too.
So that goes down as a loss of 9. It was Addison White who got in the backfield. And I tell you what, if he would have had time, there were a couple of receivers open on that play downfield. So now it's 2nd and 19. Back to throw is Bowen. Again, he's getting a blitz. He'll step up. He's going to keep it himself across midfield, 45-40, inside the 35. And he is dragged down as he gets across the 30 down to about the 28. Great running for Banks Bowen. That was one of the, was probably the longest run from scrimmage in this game.
There's no question about it. And Banks, I think it's just, you know what, you're going to tackle me around the head, I'm going to make you pay for it, because Banks was weaving in and out of traffic, a big 37-yard gain. Flag on the play.
Yeah, the give is to Edwards. The Falcons had 12 men on the field when this play started, so that's what the penalty is going to be. I would imagine they'll go ahead and take it and make it a 1st and 5. So it would have been a carry, but set up a 2nd down and maybe 4. But they're going to take it. So it'll be 1st and 5 after the penalty, with the ball going inside the 25 to about the 23 or so. 7:14 left to go here, third quarter. Lions trailing 19-14, but they are driving with the football and have a 1st and 5. A little outside the red zone here. And I tell you what, the last time I remember Banks Bowen doing something like that was in that game.
Yeah. In Junction City.
Yep, in the Junction City game. Toss to Galbraith, left side. He's got a big hole. He's inside the 10, and he is double team, in fact, triple team. They finally are able to wrestle him down to about the 7-yard line. But Jake Galbraith with a good run will set up a 1st and goal for the Lions from there.
Call it 18 yards on the pickup there for Galbraith.
Do we got a flag on the play? I think we do. As the Lions are walking backwards. I'm trying to see where the flag is. It's from the sideline. I bet this is an illegal formation. Or possibly an illegal shift. So it is an illegal formation against the Lions, unfortunately. That's going to nullify what was a great run for Galbraith and basically give the 5 yards back that they got on the 12 too many men call. And so it'll be 1st down from the 28-yard line.
So 1st and 10, let's do it again, but not in the conventional way.
So do-over.
Right.
6:52 left to go, third quarter. Still 1st and 10, though, for the Lions from the Falcon 28. Pistol formation, and it'll be a flag.
Again.
This may be another offsides. Or it could be a false start. It was a false start this time. And so 2 straight 5-yard penalties goes from 1st and 5 to 1st and 15 for the Lions. That has been part of their Achilles heel today for some of their offensive drives have been penalties. We'll see if they can overcome this one on 1st and 15. Twins on the right, one man on the left. Edwards rolls out to the right side. The throw from Bowen on the far side, and it's caught up near the 20-yard line. I believe that's Wingard making his 2nd catch of the game. And it'll be good for about 14 yards. They'll set up a 2nd down and 1, or maybe a short 2. It's official timeout on the field.
Yeah, they give him 13 on that play.
And 2nd, a very makeable 2 yards. They come out in the pistol formation with Twins on the right once again, and it's an option play to that right side. And they do toss it, and dropping it is Edwards, and it's going to be picked up by the Falcons. And for the 2nd time in the game, the Lions have turned it over via the fumble. And the unfortunate thing is if Edwards could have even just gotten that ball to go out of bounds, they would have retained possession of it, even if he was. But he just actually overran it.
Yeah, and
left the ball there, and there was nobody but white jerseys.
And it was a good pitch. The pitch was really right in the spot you want it, just leading him ahead a little bit. And Taj just not able to come up with it. So very costly there for the Lions. That would have been a 1st down and probably more. And the other unfortunate thing is had Banks decided to go ahead and hold on to it, he probably could have picked. He definitely would have picked up the 1st down, and who knows how long he would have gone either. Either way, unfortunate for the Lions, turnover.
So the low snap was picked up by Lee, who is back in the game. He will throw far side, and it is caught up around the 28-yard line. A pretty good throw over there to Harris, and that'll move the chains. A quick 1st down play from Gage Lee to Anthony Harris.
And able to do so. That's a very scary thought for this South team, able to start throwing the ball effectively, will open up their run game even more.
And on first down, they give it to Armstrong. He was hitting the backfield. Good job by a couple of Lions, led that time by Devin Foster, who got in the backfield, and that'll be no gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. I got to wonder whether or not that's the last time we're going to see Banks Bowen pitch a ball in his career. It's happened a couple of times like that, and I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes pretty gun-shy about that option play at this point. Man in motion on the 2nd down play. It's going to be a keeper for Lee. He was swatted in the backfield by Jahir Johnson. And he'll get forward progress of maybe a half a yard, but it's going to set up a 3rd down and 9 from the 29-yard line. They need the 38 of the Falcons. Lions defense looking to come up with a second stop here in the second half. Setting up this 3rd down and 9 play. Clock under 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Falcons leading 19-14. Back to throw is Lee. They rush him, and they hit him in the backfield, but he was able to break the tackle, He'll come up the middle, and he's going to get a 1st down. And he was able to get around another tackle, and there's going to be another late hit call as he was hit out of bounds, as he ran out of bounds just shy of the midfield stripe. And then was hit by a Lion, and it's going to cost him another 15 yards. It's going to be 1st and 10 from about the 36-yard line of the Lions when this is all said and done, which is unfortunate because they had him in the backfield.
They had him in the backfield. He was going to go down, and Gage just very, very slippery, able to get away from those the Lion defenders and then get past a couple of other would-be tacklers as well for a huge pickup, and then we make a costly error in that late hit out of bounds, and that's going to be, again, pretty close to field goal position for this Olathe South team.
Yeah, it turns from what would most likely have been a punting situation for Olathe South to they're in perfect position to add to their lead, 19-14. A field goal would be a big deal here because it would set it up where the Lions couldn't take the lead. Armstrong trying to get around the left side. He does, down around the inside the 15, and he was tripped up at the last second by Curry as he got inside the 15 to down to the 11, and it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Falcons. Boy, what a huge turnaround that turned out to be.
Huge. And the Lions have not been the best at defending this end of the field.
They've been good in the red zone so far. Split backs this time with Grissom in the backfield with Armstrong. Now he goes in motion, and then we get a whistle. This is going to be a false start, I believe. Actually, they apparently hadn't put the ball in play yet, so.
Replay, 1st and 10.
Yep.
Ball on the 11-yard line.
Yep, 1st down and 10. They can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown. Again, split backs, and Grissom goes in motion. They will give it, and once again, we get whistles. This time, I think it really is a false start. But we'll wait for the indication from the referee here. And it is a false start against Olathe South. That will push them back to the 16-yard line and set up a 1st down and 15 from there. Boy, the Lawrence High Chesty Lions were all set to take the lead in this game as they were driving down the field, and what ended up being a fumble on a bad pitch on the an incompleted pitch, I suppose you could say, on an option play, has now turned into the Falcons threatening to score here. Back to throw is Lee. He's being chased, rolling out to the right side. He will throw, and it is caught inside the 10 near the 5-yard line. Boy, another good job of Lee scrambling around and finding an open receiver, and that was Grissom, Dax Grissom, on the catch. It will be, well, there's a flag down in the backfield, though. This one may be coming back. The way the body language is of the Falcons, I think this may be holding. So let's see the indication here, and it is indeed going to be holding against. You got to love that. The referee came over Holding is the call against the Falcons. I love the way he came over and he goes to, as if there was any chance at all that Clint Bone wasn't going to take the penalty. It's like, you really want to take this? It'd be 1st and 10 from the 5, or it could be, second and almost goal from the 5, or it could be 1st and 25 from the 25-yard line.
We'll take that.
Yeah,
so very costly for South, and a little bit of a break here for the Lions.
Let's see if the defense can take advantage of him. They'll go with split backs again. And Twins on the left side on this first down play. Grissom in motion and rolling to the right side, option toss, and it's Armstrong. He's got a lot of running room, and he's able to break a tackle. He's going to go down the far sideline toward the end zone, and touchdown. Did they mark? Well, I mean, one guy gave an indication of a touchdown. I don't see anybody suggesting that it's anything different. So that's going to be a 25-yard run for Armstrong, excuse me. And the Olathe South Falcons have extended their lead. It's 25-14 with the extra point to come.
Yeah, and Armstrong, he just had that burst of speed. The defensive linemen were able to get through there, but then once Armstrong got away from him, there was no way our linemen were going to catch up to him.
The extra point is up, and it is good. 3:34 left to go, third quarter. Down by 12 once again. They were down by 13 at one point. Now again down by 12. 26-14 our score. Lions trailing the Falcons from Olathe South. Can they turn it around? We'll find it out when we come back here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6 right here on KLWN.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. It is the Chesty Lions from Lawrence High trailing the Olathe South Falcons 26-14. 3:34 left to go in this third quarter of play. And boy, talking about, I don't know if you call it pouring salt in the wound or adding insult to injury, to have them score the 26-yard touchdown on an option play after the Lions actually lost the football on an option play the other way around is just, like I said, adding insult to injury.
Well, again, plenty of time to get back into this, but my goodness, the defense has got to come up with a big stop, and here the offense has got to come up with a score.
Curry came up and fielded that ball around the 18-yard line across the 25 near the 30, so be 1st and 10 for the 29 for the Lions. And, their offense was moving the football before the errant option play led to the turnover.
It was, we were right there for the.
We were ready to drive into the end zone to take the lead in the game. And so, they're just going to need to do it again and again, rely on their defense to come up with some stops. Still plenty of time in the game, about 15 minutes left to go. Bowen on the first down play gives it to Edwards. This time he gets a burst of speed as he gets a hole. And for a second time that I've talked about in this game, Taj Edwards does a good job of waiting for the hole to open up. Squirts through for 11 yards, and it'll be, really just 10. 1st and 10 from the 39 here for the Lions.
Well, and Taj really took it on the chin on that last, his fumble, and so he wants to make up for it, and however he can do it, he wants to do it.
From the pistol, they'll give it to Edwards. He was able to sidestep one man and still on his feet, walking through all the way to midfield.
And tough run. Just like 2 in a row, exactly the same thing, right up the middle, but there were no big holes. It was a lot of wiggling around and moving in the scrum, to say, and 12 yards on that one for Taj, so another first down.
Edwards is slow in getting up. I think he's got a cramp. They gave him a little stretch out, but he's probably going to have to limp his way off a little gingerly as Curry will come in to replace him. Like I said, it looked like a cramp to me.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 10 just on the Falcon side of the midfield stripe, 49-yard line for the Lions, who have gained 2 first downs and 2 Taj Edwards runs, trying to answer this Falcon touchdown. So Curry in the backfield. From the shotgun, Bowen fakes to him. He'll throw down the far sideline. It is incomplete. Through the hands of the intended receiver over on the far side.
And the Falcons thought that they almost had an interception.
Almost did. It was Jackson Becker, and that's the second time he's had a ball that was catchable that he didn't come up with. Allowed to use Stickum anymore? I don't know. 2nd down and 10. Back to throw Bowen. He's going to come up the middle as he scrambles ahead to the 45, pick up a 4, and he'll set up a 3rd down and 6. Didn't really like what he saw, so he just went ahead and ran it himself on what turned out to be a quarterback draw, but I don't believe it was intended to be that.
Right. I don't think so either. Just didn't see any open receivers, and so he just elected to take it and picked up 4 yards, 3rd down, 6.
Imagine that the Lions are in 4-down territory here with the ball on the 45 of the Falcons. Man goes in motion. They will fake it to Curry, rolling to the right side. Bowen throwing near side. It is caught, and staying on his feet is Kayvon Price. He gets up and gets further yards down to the 15-yard line. It was funny because he made the catch and ended up on top of the defender and got up and ran because he never really ended up on the turf.
Heads up play by Kayvon. I mean, just a nice run and realized he was there, so he got up and made 30 big yards. Nice job for Kayvon Price.
Working quickly. It's a give up the middle for Edwards. He was met at the line, but was able to get some positive yards as Dax Grissom came up and gave him contact, but he at least got positive yards down to about the 12. It'll be a 2nd down and 7, we'll say, from there. Pistol formation. And, Curry on the run. Oh, big hole. He gets around the right side into the end zone. Touchdown. Ethan Curry from 12 yards out found a big hole. Again, was a good patient running to wait for that hole to develop. And then talk about that burst of speed. Ethan showed one that we...
he sure did.
I'm not sure we've even seen that out of Taj this year.
I don't know that we have, but it was really kind of a cool play, the way he kind of held on, but his feet kept on moving no matter what he was doing. And then it was almost like he made traction with the turf and then flew up the field. Nice touchdown.
Richardson's extra point is up, and it is good. 1:19 left to go, 3rd quarter. We're back to a 5-point deficit for the Lions. They trail it 26-21. We'll take a break and come back with the kickoff right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
This is Brian Haney, voice of the Kansas Jayhawks. I had the best experience with Dr. Kelly Dummerth and her staff at Lawrence Dental Aesthetics. They improved my smile by 4 shades of whiteness thanks to their new Zoom whitening. The best part was, though, they're so genuinely invested in the results of their patients. I highly recommend doing what I did and trust your smile to the great people of the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry.
Top dental technology and absolutely no judgment. Learn more at kansascenterforsedationdentistry.com.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 101.7 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it. Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker, Matt Llewellyn. It's 26-21 in favor of the Falcons, but the Lions really, I don't know if this was the first time in the game, but it's been unusual in this game with exactly the kind of response they wanted, as this kickoff will go into the end zone for a touchback from Noah Richardson. But that offensive drive was exactly what the Lions were looking for, where they just marched down the field basically without too much in their way, too much obstruction, and end up in the end zone with 7 points.
And you like the way it happened, getting Curry in the mix in the running back position, and him and also Kayvon Price coming up big with a 30-yard catch, and nice bit of running after the catch as well. Heads up play by Kayvon Price.
We'll see what the Lions defense can do here as they give to Armstrong, trying the right side, once again hitting the backfield and able to get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Max Armstrong. Boy, talk about being a workhorse in a game. What is he, 30 carries by now, 35? I don't know. It's a lot, we'll put it that way. No gain, 2nd and 10. We're under the last minute here of the third quarter. Split backs this time for the Falcons, and they'll roll to the right side. Keeping it is Lee, and he's got a lot of running room. Able to elude a man, goes right down the middle of the field. It's a foot race, and inside the 35, 30, 25. He's caught from behind and dragged down at the 20. Saving the touchdown was, I believe, Galbraith on the play, but a great run by, and I tell you what, Gage Lee has shown all game long how elusive he is when he does finally tuck the ball and run with it.
He really has it, and he's been able to do some great things and now in all facets of the game.
So 1st and 10 for the Falcons inside the red zone, the ball at the 19-yard line. And there was some sort of a inadvertent whistle, it appears, from the officials, which has reset the play clock, which is a bit of a break for the Falcons because whenever you have a long play like that, normally you have to reset back up quick. This time they really didn't. On first down, play action, rolling to the right side is Lee. He's going to keep it himself inside the 10 and running out of bounds at about the 9-yard line on the far sideline is Gage Lee, so he calls his number a second time. And after getting, I don't know, what was that first run, 30, 40 yards, something like that?
Right.
And then gets another 12 after that. It'll be 1st and goal with the ball on the 8-yard line. And as you said before, the Lions have defensively had a hard time in the red zone today. Pretty much every time the Falcons have gone in there.
Scored either a field goal or a touchdown.
One way or another. Armstrong's not in the game right now for whatever reason, and that may be why Lee keeps calling his own number. Goes up the middle and into the end zone, touchdown. Touchdown for the Falcons, Gage Lee, after he did fake it to the running back that was in there, Wyatt Felkert, but kept it himself, and 3 straight runs from Gage Lee takes him from basically their, roughly the 28-yard line all the way into the end zone.
Yeah. I mean, it is single-handedly did Gage Lee make that all happen there for the Falcons. And the Lions are going to have to get a stop if they want to get back into this game. It's not insurmountable. With just now still just at the end of the fourth quarter, the Lions will –
Third quarter.
No, the third quarter. What did I say, fourth quarter?
You said fourth.
Okay.
That would make it worse.
So
4.6 seconds technically on the clock here in this third quarter of play. They Falcons extend their lead once again back out to 12 points, 33-21, as we take a break and go back for the kickoff after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
People are creatures of habit. You know what I mean? You get up, you get dressed, you barely have time to eat. If you're lucky, you didn't walk out without your cell phone, but you did remember the dry cleaning. In today's busy world, we may or may not have coffee on the way out the door to school or work. Thank goodness for Scotch Dry Cleaners, because Linda knows just how to put that morning smile right on my face when Billy isn't behaving in the back seat. Scotch Dry Cleaners. They are more than just cleaners. They are family. Family owned and operated. 10 locations, Lawrence and Topeka.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker, Matt Llewellyn, 33-21. Falcons over the Lions as Hodap approaches the ball just off the middle of the field. And this could be the last play of the quarter as we get from the 15 up the far sideline. Curry across the 30 to about the 32. And that will indeed be the end of the third quarter of play. So as we talked about before, the Lions offensively did exactly what they wanted to do. Defensively, they did exactly what they did not want to do. We'll see what happens in the last 12 minutes of this ball game. 33-21 our score. Olathe South on top. Fourth quarter after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
And just like that, it all comes down to this. 4th and goal. Matt, take yourself inside the huddle. What play are you calling?
I'm saying, let's go to 23rd Street Brewery.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's the biggest play of the game.
No better time than that. There's no better spot to watch football than 23rd Street Brewery. We've got the Lions, the Firebirds, of course the Jayhawks, and all the NFL action.
Well, we better get out of here fast to catch the ending of the game. Dibs on the Haney turkey stack.
That's the 23rd Street Brewery, corner of Clinton Parkway and Castle.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
12 minutes of football left to go here at Lawrence High School. As before we get a play started, the Falcons jump off sides once again. So we'll get a free 5 yards, will the Chesty Lions, and it'll be 1st and 5 from their own 37-yard line.
Penalties have certainly been a factor in this game on both sides of the ball.
We've been hearing little bits and pieces about the fact that we haven't really seen much of Gabe Wingard in this game, as it looks to me like McGee is out there basically for him.
Becker.
As this is a run, an end around again from Jackson Becker as he gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line. It was 1st and 5 anyway, but he got enough on what would have been a first down even if it was 1st and 10. And it'll be 1st and 10 again for the Lions. Again, they moved the football well on their last offensive drive. They just couldn't stop anybody. On the flip side, as we, from the pistol formation, on the first down, it's a carry by Banks Bowen. He faked it to Edwards, kept it himself, going around the left side and inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. That'll move the chains again, 1st and 10 for the Lions, as it seems like both teams have decided to stop play defense at this point.
Let's see if that ends up being the case, which means we are going to have to get a break of some kind.
Well, Lions haven't been able to create a turnover yet in this game. Twins on either side. On first down, back to throw is Bowen. He's got time. He steps up. He throws over the middle. He's got a man. It is caught, and it's Adric Webb. He's going toward the end zone on the far side. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown for the Lions. Adric Webb on senior night was able to pull one in and break a tackle.
A Lion down on the field, one of our big linemen.
Yeah, is hurt on the play, but the touchdown counts, and so after the injury, we'll have an extra point coming up. So a nice little catch and especially run there from Adric Webb. The sophomore finds the end zone. So we talked about before, with injury sometimes comes opportunity, and with Wingert not in for whatever reason, Webb in the game able to make a nice little catch. So at the moment it's 33-27 with an extra point waiting as we await the injury situation. You know, the only thing that I gotta say when I am looking at this game, the only thing that I can that just jumps out at me is, where have these Falcons been all year? How does this Falcon team end up coming in here at 1-5 and playing like this?
I have no idea, because they are really playing tough ball.
Yeah, I mean, we know that the Lions are not a bad team or anything like that. They have played very well. The 2 losses we have were to 2 very good teams in Gardner, Edgerton, and Olathe North. And it's not like, I mean, yeah, Olathe South has had, as tough a schedule as anybody, playing tough teams. But I just, like I said, you got to wonder where these guys have been. I mean, some of it has just been, bad luck. We've had a couple of turnovers. Whenever you give up the opening, kickoff fumble, it's like that sort of puts a little bit of a mojo on yourself.
And Bailey Johnson is the injured Lion who's basically hobbled off the field with assistance by a couple of other players.
Richardson's extra point is good. And so once again, we're back to a 5-point situation. 33-28 our score. Lions trailing it to the Falcons. We'll take a break and come back with the kickoff coming up after this. You're listening to FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets and upholstery are free from germs and grime. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. It's the Lawrence High Chesty Lions, Olathe South Falcons. Lions trailing 33-28, but still 11:35 left to go here in regulation time. Noah Richardson has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line right in the middle of the field. It's actually quite a barn burner across town. We'll tell you about it here as this kick goes out of bounds. The Cougars from Shawnee Mission Northwest still leading in the game, but it's 27-24 against Lawrence Free State with about 8.5 minutes left to go there in the fourth quarter. Here again, as we said, it's 33-28, and again, defensively for the Lions, we know that they have the ability to stop the run. They've had trouble doing it today. They've had trouble with Gage Lee. They've had trouble with Max Armstrong. You got to wonder, it almost feels like you're just waiting for a break to happen, and that just Olathe South has just not made any mistakes. They've been stopped a couple of times, but they haven't made any huge mistakes in the game, like a turnover or something like that. And the give is to Armstrong, and actually, I take it back. It was a keeper by Lee. And another Lion is slow in getting up as he gets across the 25 to about the 28.
And just slow getting up.
Yeah, it looks like it was Galbraith, maybe?
No, but it was Noah Richardson was the injured player, and Noah's not taking himself out of the game.
Second down and 1. Shotgun formation for the Falcons, and this time he does give it to Armstrong, and he'll get the first down. He only needed the 30, got the 31, pickup of 2, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. And, the thing is with how much they run the football and the fact that the clock runs, that not only do the Lions need to stop, they also can't afford to give up, 5, 6, 7 minutes on this drive either.
Right, and
so it'll be 1st and 10, split backs this situation, as Grissom to the right and Armstrong to the left of Gage Lee from the shotgun formation with twins on the left. He'll take the snap and give it to Armstrong. Big hole on the right side as he gets across the 35 to the 36. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from there.
And, Foster on the stop there.
Clock running with 10:09 left to go in regulation time. They send a couple of receivers out to the right side. Wing back on the right as well, tight end on the left. As they look toward the sideline, and obviously they're going to be a little more deliberate with the football, will Olathe South here, with the lead and the ball. And it's going to be Lee calling his own number up the middle. He was hit and tackled, but not before he's able to get another first down. As we talked about before, he is an elusive and quick runner.
And there was a lot of talk in the Lions' backfield, telling each other things that were going on with the Falcons, but not able to figure it out enough not to get that first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 42 for Olathe South. Again, double tight end situation as they give it to Armstrong. Got through the left tackle, breaks another tackle, gets across the midfield stripe down to about the 46 before he was met and tackled by Cadence Kelsey.
And Cadence going for the ball. He's really trying to rip that ball out of his hand, but puts a nice hit on him before he brings him down.
It'll be 1st and 10, though, for the Falcons in Lion territory. Ball on the 46-yard line.
And you know that's what Armstrong and Gage Lee are talking about. Don't turn over this football. Don't fumble this football. That's the worst thing they can do, and exactly what the Lions want them to do.
From the shotgun formation, it'll be a give to Armstrong right side. He was hit and knocked down before he got to the 41. It was a nice little step up that time to kind of break the play up by Galbraith. It'll still be a pickup of 5, 2nd down and 5. Clock still running, 8.5 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Lions trailing it by 5, 33-28. Falcons have the football and they're driving into Lion territory here. 2nd down and 5. And it's a give up the middle this time. And spinning his way toward the 1st down marker is Max Armstrong. He'll get a 1st down. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the Lion 36.
And 5 yards on every play is not going to get. It's going to get your offense a long way in this game of football, and that's what the Falcons are able to do here on this drive so far.
Twins on the right, wingman on the right as well. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Under 8 minutes to go regulation time. Lee from the shotgun, and he keeps it himself, trying to go left side. He was able to elude one man and gets all the way near another 1st down. I think he's going to be about a yard shy at the 27-yard line. And, you know, it's one of those things where Gage is the kind of quarterback that you think 3 times during a play that they're going to get him, and they don't. And he ends up with a 9-yard gain.
And Armstrong is kind of the same way, but Armstrong is just powerful.
Yeah. So double tight here on 2nd and 1. They're going to give it up the middle for Armstrong. Went off right tackle. He'll get a 1st down inside the 25, I should say, to the 22. It'll be 1st and 10, and once again, some slow to get up Lions.
And we have not seen a 3rd down on this drive.
No. I can't even remember any kind of a close stop on this drive. I think the shortest run has been about 5 yards. Can't see who it is who's slow in getting up.
There might have been a 3-yard run on 2nd down and 1.
So they are attending to a Lion player in the meantime. Stops the clock for the moment with 7:13 left to go. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Lions trailing by 5, but they're in a situation with the guy who's kicking for the Falcons, this kid Cooper Hodap, has already kicked one from well within this range. And so that would give them an 8-point lead if they're able to convert a field goal even and set up a situation where the Lions could not take the lead even with a touchdown.
But I'd feel better with 8 points versus
13.
Right.
Yeah. Or 12, I guess I should say. So I'm not sure. At first I was wondering if that was a cramp, and he is kind of limping off. And it's Jalen Parks who is the injured Lion. But I don't think that's a cramp. I'm not sure what it is, but
hard to tell the way he's walking because he didn't seem to be favoring anything, and maybe he's just dizzy, very, very possibly concussed, or
he could have gotten the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, he was holding his breastplate, so
may have just gotten the wind knocked out of him, or just took a helmet to the chest. That can be painful. So it's 1st down and 10 for the Falcons. Oh, low snap, and Lee did a great job of fielding it and goes right up the middle for about 7 yards on the play. So even when they do make little mistakes, they end up making it positive yards.
And the first thing is out of my thought process, hit the low ball, get in there and get it. But no, Lee able to go right up the middle and gain 8 yards, 7 yards.
Make a good shortstop. So it'll be 2nd down and 3. We're now under 6.5 minutes left to go in regulation time.
And these Falcons are in no hurry. They have no reason to hurry this offense up.
Not at all. Single wide outs on either side, double tight. Man now in motion. And the snap and the give to Armstrong. He this time was caught from behind by Devin Foster and pulled down as he got to the 15-yard line. Be no gain on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and 3. So first time in this whole entire drive that we didn't see real, decent positive yardage.
And that's what the Lions are going to have to do here. Get tough. Get tough. Again, we'd rather see a field goal than 6 points.
And it's worth mentioning that Hodap didn't miss an extra point earlier. That he popped off the... So on 3rd down, it's going to be Armstrong off left tackle, big hole, and he gets the first down inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for the Falcons. And, it's good running from Armstrong, but in that situation, it was just, so much of a push by the offensive line. All he had to do was follow him.
Right.
So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for the Falcons. Clock is running with 5:15 left to go in regulation time. And tell you what, it's, again, as we've talked about before, it's been very tough for the Lions inside the red zone. When the Falcons are in the red zone, they have been giving up points pretty much every time. On the 1st and goal play, it'll be a give Armstrong. Oh, nice tackle as shooting the gap and making the play. I believe that was Curry, but I couldn't tell for sure.
I thought it was, Kelsey was in there.
Yeah.
Kelsey was around the play, so could have very possibly been a combination of both.
But at any rate, it will go down as a gain of a couple. 2nd and goal from the 7. Obviously, the Lions defensively want to at least limit this to a field goal opportunity if they can. On the 2nd down play, give right up the middle, Armstrong. He was knocked down as he got near the goal line. He's going to be about a yard shy, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. Under 4 minutes left to go. Boy, here's something. If they don't make it here, would you actually go for it on, let's say, 4th and goal from the 1, or would you kick the field goal and make it an 8-point game?
They've been able to move it. When they haven't had a hard time making even a couple yards, if that's just what they're going for.
I'd probably go for it, and if the other team gets it, they're on their own 1-yard line, trailing by 5 points.
Right.
Why not? I think they're going to call a timeout here. Play clock's down at 4. And there is the timeout with 3:26 left to go here in regulation time. It's a 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. So if you're the Lions here, it almost feels like this is the time where you just got to go all out to stop. And if it turns out they do something and, throw it to a tight end or whatever and they end up with a touchdown, so what?
I think you're right. I think you've got to think run, and we can defend against it. We certainly showed last week we could defend against the run, especially if we knew that was coming. Now, Gage does have an arm. He's has been able to connect to his receivers a couple times tonight, and that's what's given them the extra little pause.
The thing
so
is,
that they can't go for the run every time.
Yeah, the thing is, though, is that if you're the Falcons, you're going to run the ball anyway, because you don't care if you're stopped. If you're stopped, all that happens is another 40 seconds ticks off the clock before you get a chance to try again on 4th down. Now, on 4th down, you might want to do something different if it comes to it. But to me, I'm like, why? If I'm the Falcons, I'm giving the ball to Armstrong or keeping it from Lee and taking my chances regardless.
And the crowd is starting to get into this and trying to give the Lions whatever they can do to stop it.
And they give it to Armstrong, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. 7 men up front for this Falcons, and that's going to make it really tough for the Lions, trailing now by, once again, 11 points with an extra point still to come. So they're going to have a 2-score deficit with 3:21 left to go. Now, again, offensively, they've been able to, in this second half anyway, or toward the second half of the third quarter, What are they talking about? I guess they're still discussing whether they may have. There's a flag coming down, and they may have changed their mind. That one of the officials did indicate a touchdown, and now they're putting the ball down on the half-yard line, and the flag is out. So yeah, they may actually be taking some points off the board. And if it is like some sort of an unsportsmanlike situation or something like that, they're coming out to talk to Clint Bowen to explain what's going on, and then presumably they will hopefully explain it to us as well. They may be asking him what he wants to do about some sort of a penalty situation.
And again, we're totally in a holding pattern here.
Yeah, we're speculating.
Lions at this point, because there hasn't been any official ruling, it's 33-28.
Well, let's see what he says. A sideline violation?
So it's a sideline violation. It is not a touchdown. 3rd down. And now it's 3rd down and 6. So wipe the TD off the board.
So they say he didn't actually make it in, even though one of the officials did. After their conference, they overruled him, apparently. And I'm not sure exactly. I mean, again, normally, you know, I don't see how you could possibly, you know, with one of the officials putting his hands up for a touchdown, I don't see how you could possibly penalize the team for coming off the sideline. But apparently they did.
They did. It's 3rd down and 6 here.
It's a big break for the time being. The clock is running.
This could be the momentum that this Lions defense needs to come up and make a big play here, and that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a big one. They've got to stop them right here.
They come out quickly. I don't know why they
3rd down 6.
Call potentially timeout, but
game clock running. Under 3 minutes.
They take the snap, and it is a give to Armstrong. He's hitting the backfield. He's swarmed. He goes forward, but he is stopped shy of the goal line. He's still inside the 5. I think he's about the 3. And again, the clock will continue to run, and I think the Lions are going to call timeout here.
They do.
Which is the smart thing to do. And it'll be 4th down. So again, from the 3-yard line, that's a tough call if you're the Falcons. As to, you know, you've got a kicker who could easily kick a field goal from here and make it an 8-point game. 8 points, though, if the Lions go down, score, and get a 2-point conversion, you know, you could conceivably go to overtime.
Right.
Whereas if you, the lights just went out.
Lights just went out, and we had a light problem earlier tonight, and that will certainly put certainly slow things down, as it will take a while to get things lit back up. We've got light here in the press box, but they certainly don't on the field, as it is pitch black. Now,
for those of you watching on YouTube Live, there's nothing wrong with your screen.
Nothing wrong. Well, there are some. Actually, the screen, you can actually see some things as people are putting their cell phone camera lights on to maybe get a little light on that. But boy, that'll put a damper on things. It's going to bring up 4th down. It was a timeout.
I was going to say, the thing about this is it's giving both teams a bunch of extra time to figure out what they want to do here.
And it's put a little energy into the Lions crowd, as the kids here are kind of fired up to put their cell phones in the air. And
Remember back in the day when you had to have a lighter to be able to do this?
Yeah.
You know, like at concerts and stuff.
Yeah, they have a little app that has the light, the little lighter on the app. But so this is kind of slowing things down here. We're definitely in a holding pattern, as we've got lights on either end of the field. The scoreboard is still running. We're
going to come back and we're going to find out they already ran the 4th down play and we just didn't see it.
That didn't happen. They were all off the field. I mean, thank goodness we weren't in the middle of a.
Yeah, while the play was going on.
Right.
I actually have had that happen to me before in beer league hockey. It was a thunderstorm going on, and literally somebody was winding up to take a shot, and everything goes dark because it was a thunderstorm and the lights went out. That's not something you want to have happen while you're actually on the ice. I can tell you that from experience.
Well, it's gonna. It will definitely be.
So what do you do here, though, if you're the Falcons on the 3-yard line? Do you go for it? And there's something to me that tells you go for it anyway, because again, in a worst-case scenario, the other team has the ball at their own 3-yard line, trailing by 5 points. That's the worst-case scenario.
I think you have to, I mean, to me, I think you have to take the known quantity and take the 3, because at least at that point, they have to get a touchdown and 2 points to tie. So at the worst case scenario for the Falcons, if they get the 3, is they go to overtime.
Right.
That's the worst case.
That's assuming that he kicks the field goal.
It's assuming, and of course. But if they go for it, then the Lions just have to come down and get and score. And you would almost think that the game is over at that point. But it's still, it can be a lot of time. You never know what can potentially happen here. At 9:30, the lights are out at Lawrence High School on the field anyway. 2:47 left in this game. Lions trail it 33-28 as a lot of
the game is delayed on account of darkness at
yes,
the moment.
Yes, it is.
The lights have gone out. And it's funny that we talked about this. I don't know, obviously we don't know why the lights are out, but like I said, back in the day when all these lights were mercury vapor lights, they literally would take, even, if they just shut off just because of the way those lights work, when you would turn them back on, you would see those little bitty, the little bitty dots that would end up in the middle of them, but it would be a good 15, 20 minutes before they would actually come back on.
Right.
Now, I don't know what lights we have up here, if they're fluorescent or LEDs or what.
Well, when the lights when they started earlier tonight, it did take them. It took 5 minutes for them to come on. So even when we do see a flicker of daylight here, which we haven't, there's been no indication that we have. And you think that maybe I'm hoping, Joel, that this is an indication to our school board that maybe they need to put a little money into this stadium. Oh, and I get a big cheer from the Lawrence High crowd here. So
the press box, anyway.
The press box guys are happy about that. So let's go. Come on, Lawrence School Board. We got to put some money in the stadium and get some lights and come back into this.
I don't know how you can say that with the flood of lights we have on right now here.
Well, I mean, it's pretty evident that there needs to be some money put into the stadium.
The scoreboard's still on, so I'm pretty sure we did pay our light bill.
But we do need we need a new scoreboard. I love the one we have, but we need an additional one that will actually, with video and all the technology that places like Eudora and Bishop Seabury and every other high school in the state of Kansas except for Lawrence, Kansas has. So we've got to do that. Obviously, we need some new lights, maybe upgrade on the AV system. And
well, you said we got a lot of cars out here. Maybe we could get the the headlights out. And
wasn't that Bagger Vance that they did that in golf? They all put their headlights on the green when they tried to make the putt.
Back in the day, that was the way you did stuff. You set things up in the parking lot, get all the cars around in a big square, turn the headlights on, and illuminate.
Well, you can see that the one thing we do see is the replay on the field as the Lawrence High coaches are talking to their players. We don't know who, but they are going over plays down there as we are in the darkness still, and we still don't have any flicker of lights.
No, it's not even. I mean, if it is fluorescent or LED or whatever, when they turn it on, it'll just come right back on. But it's whatever it is. It's not that type because it just came on. One light came on, and it was briefly. And so who knows what it is? Well, maybe it is those mercury vapors we were talking about. That's not. I mean, again, if it's been a while since they've replaced this stuff, it very well could be.
Well, and as we were talking about it's very ironic that we were talking about the lights when the game first started.
Yeah, at the very beginning,
because it looked the field
dark.
Looked dark.
Yeah,
and you could tell on the far side that there were two bulbs that were already burnt out, and that was on the far side. We don't know what was going on our side because we couldn't
see it.
But Oh, there is some fluorescent dancers out there. That's kind of fun. So the band is helping us out with some fluorescent lighting down there.
That must be fun for the guys trying to play on the band without being able to see their own instruments in front of them. Although I don't know.
Well, you know what? They're talented.
Yeah.
They don't need to know what's going on.
I don't know what they can
just
see and
gonna
what they
play.
can't.
They're just playing, and then David's still over here. He's able to do all of his work, getting his stories written for the Journal World. Say this is okay because this is giving me some time to put
tablets
out
have
some
batteries.
tweets and whatever else David is doing over here. Yeah, okay. No lights here at Lawrence High still. It is 9:35, so we've been out for at least 5 minutes now.
Is that all?
Yeah. Well, I saw it originally. It was 9:30, but I think we can't do anything about the lights. We're trying to do stuff about the lights here.
Don't talk to fans while we're on the air.
Oh, why not? I thought that was kind of fun to do. So the fans are asking us to turn the lights on.
You're just encouraging them when that happens.
I know, but it means they're engaging us. They're engaging. So, it's been a wild night so far, and this next play, hopefully,
if we
get it in, is going to be a huge play. Fourth.
Think the Falcons are down there lobbying to just say,
Can we call it?
Yeah,
Can we
call it
the
on
game?
account of darkness.
Why wouldn't they be? They should be. But Falcons have the ball, 4th down on the 3-yard line. With 2 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in the game, and it'll be it's just a very crucial call. Are they going to go for the field goal? Are they going to go ahead and punch it in? If they attempt to, Lions down by 5. If they attempt the field goal,
when the lights come back on, another question is: are they going to give the kids a chance to warm up a little bit? What happens?
You've got to think that.
And who does that favor? If they go right back to it, for example, which I doubt. But could you imagine? It's funny because over here we can literally see 19th Street and the traffic going up and down.
Oh yeah, those lights on the
the headlights on the cars, those are easy to see.
Right. And
the field, on the other hand, not so much. And apparently people are concerned about their cell phone batteries dying because all of those people that had their LEDs on their phones out are apparently not doing that anymore. There's one or two.
We've got a gator coming around the track with their headlights on, and that's I don't know what they're doing that for, but
maybe they're looking for the switch. You remember the movie Airplane?
Yes,
of course.
I believe some lights are coming on behind us because we do have a little bit of a glow on the field.
So you remember the planes coming in?
Yeah,
and
that's right.
And the landing lights all go out, and everybody looks up, and somebody in the control tower is holding a plug.
Yeah,
saying "Just kidding." Plugs it back in.
So one bank of lights has come on behind us, or starting to come on anyway. So never thought I'd be doing color on lights.
Yeah, you can actually
on the field.
Our camera outside does a better job than our eyes. You can actually see the field a little bit if you're tuning in on YouTube Live or on KLWN.com, then you can see a little better than we can, actually.
So the players are out on the field. I believe that is Banks.
Oh, yeah.
Banks Bowen is out there.
They're all standing around. They're probably afraid to go off the field because couldn't see anything.
But just one corner. I mean, it's not lit up. I mean,
no.
Just probably. And it is really close to a full moon, but it doesn't even seem like we have any moonlight out there.
Not a lot. Although we've got some windows in front of us because of the fact that the lights are on here. We're seeing our own reflection a lot more than we. That's another thing too. By the way, it's a good thing that here we've got our outside camera, because if we were doing the kind where we're inside shooting through the window, you'd been seeing us for the last 10 minutes. nobody wants.
No. So it is a good thing that we have at least one bank of lights on. We've lost our entire crew here. There's no announcers.
Could you imagine if they wanted to start the game right now? We don't have a clock operator. We don't have PA announcers. All the entire press box staff is just left.
Okay, now here's a question.
What?
The one thing we do have here at Lawrence High School is an elevator.
Yes.
We do question its ability to carry us, though.
Sometimes.
When this happens, do you ride the elevator or no?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Noted.
I mean, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm kind of busy at the moment, but when the game is over.
Okay, there does appear to be another bank of lights.
Yeah, I would say they're slowly warming back up at this point.
And on the other far side of the field, there is one light that has now clicked on. So
I would almost guarantee you that these are actually mercury vapor lights. And just what I said, if you remember, I said that what happens is when they go off, when you turn them back on, it takes a good 15 minutes or so for them to pop back on, and this is exactly the sort of thing that you see when that happens. Slowly but surely over the next 5 minutes that all of the sudden one of these banks will pop on and then the next one will, and so on and so forth as they warm back up. Normally you can see little dots of light in the bank themselves, which I can't, but I don't know if it's because I'm having a hard time looking through the window with the reflection.
Well, I think now we have I believe there are 4 banks of lights, and I know for a fact that we have
3 of them.
Now all 4 of them have now started to come back on.
Right. So it's slowly but surely getting a little bit brighter, but it's going to be a bit until they actually, you're seeing like one, that's absolutely what's going on. They're mercury vapor lights, because I can now, slowly but surely each one of these is popping on from the little dot in the middle. And so I would say we probably got another 5-7 minutes for them to pop back on. You can see on the far side there's another group that's popping back on.
Yep.
They're not fully on even now, the ones that are popped on. They're going to get brighter.
And even the ones on the near side, or on our side.
Right, we can't see them. But they're coming on slowly but surely. So like right now on the far side, one of the banks has roughly 75% of the lights that are at 3/4 strength. The other one is catching up. So I don't know what caused them to go out in the first place, but that's what the delay has been, was for them to come back on. That what a weird scenario this is.
So the information we need to get to our school board is that this is the type of thing that can cause serious injury to players, because they get cooled down and on both sides of the field, and then you have to get warmed back up and
almost literally cooled down on a night
that's
like
right
tonight.
And they've got to invest some money in this stadium here, if only for better lights, but better everything.
Better everything. This is one of, we were talking, for those people who don't listen to us on the jam session but just on these football games, you were talking the other day about being perfectly happy to pay your taxes if it's for something. This is what you were talking about, right?
That's correct.
Final, by the way, across town, Shawnee Mission Northwest did eventually outlast the Firebirds. 27-24 was the final in that game. But you know what? Free State gave them all they could handle, and I'd say the Lions right now. It's interesting if Lawrence High can't come back in this game, it will guarantee that one of the two Lawrence teams will end up with a 500 record coming out of regular season, which you wouldn't have figured was going to be the case.
No, you wouldn't have.
But so the lights are back on. Pretty much, almost all of them at this point are at full level. So they are going to give the teams, it would appear, a chance to warm up for a few minutes here. I imagine they'll give them 3 to 5 minutes here or so to do a little calisthenics or something like that.
And 500 is not a good recipe, because 500 almost is going to
No, you're going to be on the lower half of the bracket.
Yeah, right.
Most likely.
And so that would not be a good recipe for either team. But we still have a couple minutes to play here. We have one big play coming up, and it looks like it's going to be played sooner rather than later as the teams are kind of
they're
gathering
huddling
together
up
and
for the moment,
figuring some things out.
So here's the thing. It's okay, so the ball's on the 3-yard line. We're going to set things back up sort of between the 3 and the 4, closer to the 3. It's 4th down and goal for Olathe South. They lead this game 33-28. There is 2:47 left to go in regulation time, and they have the ball. So their choice is, if you kick a field goal, then you're up by 8 points, assuming that the field goal is good. If you attempt a field goal and it's successful. If you attempt a field goal and it's not successful, then the Lions have the ball in a 5-point deficit on the 20-yard line. If you kick the field goal, the Lions will get the ball off a kickoff and have an 8-point deficit. Then your other option, of course, is to go for it on 4th down. If the Lions stop you, they're going to be trailing by 5, and the ball is going to presumably be around the 5-yard line, somewhere between the 5 and the nothing. And if you are successful, then you have a 2-score lead with 2.5 minutes to go.
This is about the biggest play.
Their offense is out, so they're not going for a field goal.
They're going for it.
Twins on the right, one man on the left, Armstrong in the backfield along with Gage Lee. They could always call timeout, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They came out, wanted to see what kind of defense the Lions would have. It's their second timeout. The Lions have 2 left. Obviously, they don't really need theirs, the Falcons, assuming they maintain the lead here.
And Clint is out on the field giving them coaching that you would think that he would do telling them how to stand. How to be set.
Well, you need to know. We talked about that. So the other question, we talked about whether or not they should kick the field goal or not. Assuming they are going to go for it, which is, I believe, what they will do. Although you never know. They could come out with the field goal unit now. But if I'm the Lions, I go all out to stop the run and hope for the best. Then the question becomes, what do you do if you're the Falcons? Do you, go to your strength and just hope you can overpower the other teams? Most of the time they have, but they have definitely been stopped.
And who knows? They come out and kick the field goal. Let's see what kind of formation they come out in.
Well, the offense comes back out on the field. So they're not going to attempt the field goal, it would seem. Same formation as before.
Big play here for the Lions. Can they stop them?
Snap and to the left, and Lee is
they stop
hit, and the ball comes loose, and the Lions end up having it. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because it was 4th down, but I believe they'll end up getting the ball on the 5-yard line. So it was a great job on the stop. I wonder if the ball came loose because he fumbled it or because he just let it go because, it didn't actually – it doesn't hurt him to do that in that scenario.
No, it doesn't hurt him at all. But either way, Lions are going to get it on the 5-yard line.
So only trailing by 5 points. So
what a turn of events. Can you believe that's the big break we get?
Maybe.
After all that, no fumbles, no turnovers, but a turnover on downs at the 5-yard line, and Lions have 95 yards to go for victory.
They wouldn't even need the extra point.
And 2 timeouts left. 2:41 to go.
Their backs up against the wall here as they start on the pistol formation. Bowen, and he will give it. And Edwards sidesteps one man, gets across the 10. He loses the football. The ball is still on the field, and the Falcons get it. Oh, my goodness. 3rd fumble lost of the game for the Lions. Well, 2:31, they still have 2 timeouts. The ball is going to be put on the 8-yard line. They'll be able to stop the ball twice if they can keep them out of the end zone. We'll see what they do here. Boy, what a play. Because I was, you're about to really hand it to Taj Edwards in terms of doing a great job of getting ourselves.
Of getting 5, 6, 7 yards. And
he lost the football. Lee from the shotgun. 7 men on the line once again. They will give it to Armstrong up the middle. He is hit and tackled at the 5-yard line. Are they stopping the clock? No, they're going to let it run. I'm not sure why. Why wouldn't you have called timeout right then? That doesn't make any sense to me. Clock is running with 2:10 left to go. Obviously, Olathe South is going to milk as much of this clock as they can. Second down and goal. Ball's on the 5-yard line. Seven men on the front, and it is a give up the middle. Armstrong into the end zone. I'm waiting for the indication. Nobody put their arms up, but that is a touchdown. Touchdown for the Falcons. The interesting thing about that, and so that is, again, I do not understand why they didn't call timeout after that play. Because, again, yes, you're going to eventually only have 2 plays you can call timeout, but that one was going to milk 40 seconds off the clock. You don't know what they're going to do on any of the other ones. You could end up with an incomplete pass, any number of things. So the extra point is up, and it is good. 1:44 left to go on the clock. 40-28, a 12-point lead once again for Olathe South. We will get a kickoff coming up after this, and we'll see what they can do. Maybe a touchdown and an onside kick is their only hope in this game. We'll find out if they can do it right after this on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. 1:44 showing on the clock here in regulation time. The Lions down by 12, 40-28 after a fumble. Third lost fumble of the game for the Lions.
Range of emotions. Well,
that certainly has been the difference. The kickoff will be a line drive kick, and it's coming down to Curry at about the 7. And, oh, boy, he makes a good play across to the 40 and hit and tackled up around the 42. Ethan Curry with his second really good return of the game. So at least, again, obviously it's a long shot for the Lions, certainly. But you've got 58 yards, or 59 yards it would appear, and then hopefully an onside kick would be really your only chance here.
Right.
So they'll go empty backfield to start things off with Trips on the left and Twins on the right. Banks Bowen in the backfield, 3-man rush. He's got all day, he'll throw, and it is caught, and they looked at the hook better, and Kevin Price faked it, but then turned around, got to the 39-yard line. They'll stop the clock to move the chains with 1:28 left to go. Lions try to get to the line.
And was that Kayvon Price?
Yeah.
Yeah. A great little run by Kayvon.
And Bowen takes the snap and back to throw with time. And he will throw on the far side. It is caught. Needs to get out of bounds and does after getting a first down. And I believe that was Edwards. Yeah, it was Taj Edwards who made the catch. Or no, I take that back. It was Webb who made that catch.
Adric Webb again making
second
a big
catch
play.
Of the game. So clock is stopped with 1:10 left to go. 1st and 10 for the Lions at the 28-yard line of the Falcons, trailing by 12. A little over a minute left to go. Twins on the left side. Back to throw is Bowen. He's getting rushed. He'll step up, rolls to the left side. He's going to keep it. Rolling toward the sideline, and he will run out of bounds inside the 25 at about the 23. It'll set up a second down from there. Pickup of 5, I guess. And it'll be second down. Minute 1 left to go.
And just wisely did what he needed to do. He knew he needed to get out of bounds. Wasn't too worried about the yardage. Let's get out of bounds and stop that clock.
Right. Doesn't really matter from that perspective. Twins on either side. Edwards in the backfield. Back to throw is Bowen. He's looking, throwing near side. It is caught.
Becker.
And inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. Jackson Becker, they're going to mark him out at the 8. Made the catch that time. And sets up a 1st and goal for the Lions with now 55 seconds left to go. Shotgun formation. On play action, back to throw is Bowen. He will throw, and it's out of the end zone. Incomplete. Not really sure who he was going for, if he was just trying to throw it away.
Bunch of white shirts back there.
5 seconds tick off the clock. Stopped with 50.1 seconds left to go, 2nd and goal for the Lions. They'll send 3 receivers out on the right side, 1 on the left. Edwards is in the backfield. Back to throw is Bowen. He is looking. Now he'll roll to his right side. He's still with the football, needs to get rid of it one way or another. Throws back across the field on the other side, and it's going to go. And in the end zone it is.
Touchdown!
Touchdown, Todd Edwards! He just threw up that prayer.
And it was
Edwards
a prayer.
Came down with it.
It was a prayer.
36 seconds left to go. They are having a discussion. The only possible thing they could possibly be thinking right now would be if,
he went out of bounds before he caught it.
Right.
And so as we're talking things over here, let's see what happens.
Or possibly any kind of a potential interference type situation. So they call that illegal touching, or was it? Yeah. So he did step out of bounds before catching so if you do step out of bounds, you can't be the first person to touch the ball. So,
but I don't know how they could have called him the first person to touch the ball, because there were 6 people in there. He just was the one that came down with it. But
well, that's the discussion they had. Well, what a wild and woolly game this has been. I'm not sure. Obviously, the coaching staff of the Lions wanting a better explanation on all of this.
So,
boy, they're bringing this all the way back to the 23-yard line. Are they saying that the
15-yard penalty?
I can't believe illegal touching is a 15-yard penalty. I guess it is, though, unless they are marking it from where he threw the ball or something. So it's 2nd down and goal from the 23. 35 seconds. They rush. They throw over the middle and into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Right through the hands of the intended receiver. Boy, I tell you what, Bowen was getting rushed really heavily and made an amazing throw. It's unfortunate. Couldn't manage to come down with it. It certainly was a catchable ball for Kayvon Price, I believe. So it'll be 3rd and goal, again from the 23-yard line. Is it just me, or do you just sort of feel like somebody was out to get the Lions today?
Yes. No, it is not just you.
It just hasn't been their night. Trips on the left, Twins on the right. Back to throw Bowen. They are rushing him. He rolls to the left side. He will throw and out of the end zone, as he really didn't have anybody to go to, and it'll be 4th down. We're down to 24 seconds, and of course they're looking at 2 scores.
But it's 4th and goal, so they've got to get 20.
Yeah, you got to get in the end zone yards. obviously. And that's the thing, is that even if you do, you're going to have 15 seconds if you get a. At this point, you're hoping for an onside kick and then a Hail Mary at that point almost.
Yeah, again.
Even if they do manage.
A crazy turn of events here in these last.
It does make a difference, though, because, again, right now they're down by 12. If they can get a touchdown, at least the score differential, which could make a difference. Back to throw is Bowen. He has time. Now he's being chased. Now he will throw into the end zone. He threw it up again for grabs, and it's incomplete. And that will do it. They'll be able to just kneel things out here and finish it off. And a heartbreaking loss to a team that comes in 1-5. It's going to hand the Lions their third loss of the season. And like I said, it started off wrong, and although they did at least manage to come back and take the lead after dropping down 13-0 in the game, but it was just one of those days that didn't.
No. And just so many things that just happened. And no breaks went the Lions' way at all.
So they'll need to snap the ball here once and kneel it down. I can't imagine that the Lions will bother calling timeout here.
No.
And that's going to do it. The clock ticks down from 10. And the Olathe South Falcons are going to beat the Lawrence High Lions 40-28 the final, a 12-point victory for the Falcons for only their...
Some good things happened. You can look at, there were a lot of positives in this game. But man, the negatives just were too big to overcome. The untimely penalties, obviously the fumbles, the 3 turnovers were terrible. Terrible timing. I mean, when you see that they were ready to go. I mean, they had the world at their hands, and those.
Yep,
it was just very, very frustrating.
Tough one for the Lions. We're going to take a break and come back for our post-game finale here on this one. Again, 40-28 the final. Lions drop one to the Falcons, and we'll wrap things up when we come back here on FM 101.7, 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
What's up, friends? I'm Sean Kellerman.
And I'm Daniel Courtwright.
Can't get enough of the Jayhawks? Tune in to Rock Chalk Sports Talk every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6.
We'll give you the latest and greatest on all things Kansas, including KU football and basketball and more, as well as everything else you'd ever want to hear in the world of sports in Lawrence.
Missed the show? Check out the Best of RCSD podcasts anywhere you get your podcasts to catch up on all things KU related.
Rock Chalk Sports Talk, your only KU-centric radio show.
Every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6, right here on KLWN.
Enjoy all the excitement of football season at the 23rd Street Brewery. From the Jayhawks and college streamed Lawrence High and Free State football games, you can watch it all at the 23rd Street Brewery. Enjoy the games with your favorite menu item like the Bill Self Mac and Cheese, Naked Nachos, or the Haney Turkey Stack. And wash it all down with your favorite beer like a Wave the Wheat or Crimson Fog. 23rd Street Brewery on the corner of Clinton Parkway and Cassold in Lawrence. This is Brian Haney, voice of the Kansas Jayhawks. I had the best experience with Dr. Kelly Dummerth and her staff at Lawrence Dental Aesthetics. They improved my smile by 4 shades of whiteness thanks to their new Zoom whitening. The best part was tested in the results of their patients. I highly recommend doing what I did and trust your smile to the great people of the Kansas
Dental Technology and absolutely no judgment. Learn more at kansascenterforsedationdentistry.com. At Sigler Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy strives to make your experience as smooth and simple as possible. Sigler has a wide range of high-quality products and services to meet all your healthcare needs. Ask questions, find the right medical supplies, pick up an over-the-counter product, and of course, fill your prescriptions. Sigler has you covered. Call, click, or stop by any of Sigler's convenient locations to see how Sigler can take care of you. SiglerPharmacy.com. SiglerPharmacy.com.
Get your home back to pristine condition with Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas. With the kids back in school, it's the perfect time for carpet cleaning. Our IICRC certified experts ensure your carpets in a time. Download the Neighborly app or call Rainbow Restoration at 785-371-20 2400 to easily connect with us and schedule your service today. Rainbow Restoration of Northeast Kansas, because it's not done until it's done right.
1320 KLWN Lawrence and FM 1017 K269 GP Lawrence. Depend on it. Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 1017 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Welcome back out to Lawrence High School. Joel Becker and Matt Llewellyn. The Lawrence High Chesty Lions dropping one tonight to the Olathe South Falcons, 40-28 the final. And boy, it was a heartbreaking loss. Didn't start out very well with a fumble on the opening kickoff, and unfortunately, they were never able to really turn it around. We do have some post-game stats for you from Matt Llewellyn.
So Banks Bowen rushed for 97 yards tonight. Taj Edwards rushed for 41 yards and 2 touchdowns. Unfortunately, Taj also had 2 fumbles. Curry rushed for 12 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Parks had 18 receiving yards. Gabe Wingard had 18 receiving yards. Adric Webb had 2 touches for 2 receptions for 51 yards and a touchdown. Jackson Becker, kind of a breakout night for him, 115 yards in the air. Kayvon Price had 61 yards, and Taj Edwards had 16 yards receiving to give Banks Bowen 270 yards in the air tonight. So, some good things. The Lions got the ball to different receivers tonight. They were able to run the ball. Offensively, Joel, it was about the penalties, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, defensively, it wasn't that the defense had a bad night. It just, man, they couldn't stop them. Like I mean, I thought for sure at halftime they'd come out and have things figured out and be able to have something against Armstrong and or Gage Lee, and they just didn't. It spiraled. And then when we had our opportunities, we had a beautiful opportunity to tie the score or to go down and score, and then Taj ends up fumbling on the pitch, and that was very costly. And then here, after everything was all done, the lights went out, no play for 15 minutes, then we come back, we stop them on 4th and goal. We get the ball back in the very first play. Taj picks up 7 hard-fought yards and then fumbles the ball at the end of the play to give it right back, and that was basically it.
Yeah, well, here's an interesting story for you.
Oh, and then Taj, but then we come down, and Taj gets a touchdown with 36 seconds left on the clock, but then that's called, and then they take it away from him.
Yeah, it's like I said, it was one of those roller coaster type nights. But here's an interesting story for you. So
this is the kind of night that makes you happy. I don't have a bottle of whiskey in front of me right now.
Why would I be happy about that?
Well, because I probably shouldn't be drinking whiskey right now.
Okay. Hey, you're a big boy. You can do what you like, I suppose.
All right.
You're over 21 at least.
I am over 21.
So here's an interesting story for you. Across town, as we mentioned before, the final score in that game was 27-24. Free State actually had a chance to win that game. As it turned out, I have now been found out some of the situation. You know what happened?
I don't.
So they had the ball. So they had the ball, trailing 27-24, and had an opportunity to drive down the field and potentially take the lead against a very good Shawnee Mission Northwest team. You want to know what happened?
Fumbled the ball.
Yeah, they fumbled. That would be like here. Wow. It's apparently it's a Lawrence thing tonight. I don't know. It's setting up an interesting week next week, isn't it?
It sure is, because man, and no matter what happens, neither one of these teams are going to be even. I mean, at 5-3. It's not where either one of these teams wanted to be. I mean, both of these teams had opportunities to to have much better records than what they've had.
Right, they'd have been one team would have been 5-2, or possibly both, but now 4-3 for both of them.
I mean,
so one of them is going to be 4-4, and the other's 5-3 when next week is over.
Right, and not where either one of them wanted to be, because even there's a possibility that, well, the 4-3 team, whoever's the 4-3 team, they'll probably be in okay position to be in the top half of the playoff situation.
Sure.
But the 5-5 almost for sure will be in the lower end.
4-4, but yeah.
4-4, sorry.
Absolutely. So, well, it should be interesting next week. The City Showdown on Friday. It's at Free State. I don't know if that's a big thing for the Firebirds or not.
You know, it wasn't last year, and the cool thing about that game is that even though it's at their stadium, both sides of the field will be filled up, and both sides will be packed, and people will be walking along the track because there aren't any seats in the stands. I mean, it's going to be packed, and it's going to be a night like tonight, so it's going to be a nice football night. The weather's going to be nice. I mean, it's going to be a good night for football, and let's put this one behind us. We've got to, because this is the kind of game that, my goodness, the emotions are so crazy, but you've got to let it go. You've got to let it go and move forward, and let's get ready for Free State. Do what we can against them, and then go on into the playoffs and roll. Okay, that's what we've got to do. That's what these guys have got to do. Forget about this one.
Yeah. Well, we'll have it for you right here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. It's the City Showdown, Free State and Lawrence High, and I'll be along with Craig Hershiser, and hopefully Matt Llewellyn will be roaming the sideline next week. That's our plan anyway. We want to thank Elijah back at the station for helping things out, our camera person Echo, and our producer Caden here tonight. For Matt Llewellyn, the final score for the final time, it was 40-28, Olathe South over Lawrence High here on FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.
Your home for the Jayhawks, Lions, and Firebirds is FM 101.7 and 1320 KLWN. Depend on it.